Beautiful. There we go.
Started.
Both quite pathetic, really. Hi there.
It was a little bit,
Yeah.
actually, wasn't it?
Welcome to Deciphered Podcast number 16.
Holy fuck,
Boom,
we're getting
boom,
good
boom,
at remembering
boom,
the
boom,
episode.
boom.
I say we, you're pretty much the person that does it every week.
Yeah. Well, you can introduce next week. You can go BAM.
I'll forget the episode. I'll be like, oh, welcome to episode 16.
Oh, damn.
Welcome
Hi.
to Deciphered Podcast.
I'm Kieran,
I'm Rob.
and we are here to bring you more excitement and some pain today.
Yeah.
So, first of all, welcome back. It's been a long fucking week, hasn't it?
I don't know, Kieran, has it?
It has.
What do you tell us? How's your week been? Alright, okay.
It was great. It was really fired up.
Was it educational? Did you learn a lot?
I feel like my education ended early.
Oh, I see.
Unfortunate.
It is
Moving on.
Moving swiftly on.
Right, so
Before
today
people get publicly hectored. And
we're gonna throw this out there a few times today, but warning: this episode comes with sensitive content.
really does.
More on that later. Yeah, we will remind and re-say. But first of all, the news.
No news! I haven't got any news. Have you got any news?
No news.
No news.
No news.
There's just not enough happening in the metal community this week.
No, so that's that.
So yeah, come back next week and we will probably not have any
No,
news.
can someone do something, please?
Could somebody like get arrested for murder for hire charges again, please?
Yeah.
More on that story later.
Later in life, yeah, not today.
Yeah, no. Right, so we'll
Basically-
cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yes.
We'll cross that bridge.
The topic today is... Let's get that out of the way. Sorry, guys. The topic today is the most controversial happenings in rock and metal ever. Cameras outside. We'll end with a particular one. But we'll start off with Phil Anselmo.
The whole white power.
White Power. Now, if you don't know Phil Anselmo, I'll be surprised.
If you don't know who Phil is, then please go away.
Or if you're just a family member lovingly watching this, then you're fine. He is from Pantera. Well, my mum's not going to know Phil Anselmo, is she?
Well, then why is she watching Deciphered Podcast?
She's supporting me in my fucking ventures.
Okay, that's fair enough then.
And we're losing. I'm losing track.
Phil.
Phil Anselmo. Yes, he is from Pantera fame and Down fame and some other bands like Super Joint Ritual.
Super fucking... Anyway, moving on.
Wow, that could have gone deep.
Yep.
And
Didn't
dark.
quite.
No,
But
yes.
I'm sure that he likes it deep and dark with the whole white power thing.
Yes. Well, he probably doesn't like it dark. However, there is more to that.
That was the joke.
Yes.
Let's breeze right on over that.
So, Phil Anselmo. Anselmo?
And Somo. And Homo.
Anselmo from Guantanamo Farm. You do see back in the day as the Southern Americans.
Oh, I thought it was from a band called Dawn.
No, the Dawn.
Not Super John.
No. What?
No, okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, he was at a tribute gig to Dimebag Darrell. It was
Right, okay, so that clears that one up, because that was my first question, is do we actually know whether it was a Down show, or...
It was not. It was not a Down or Pantera. Well, it's not Pantera, but it wasn't a band show.
No?
So it was Dime Bash. And that's where loads of artists come together to play together. So Rob Flynn, who will be mentioned shortly, he did, in fact... Oh, I've got the fucking itchiest eye. It's spread to two. They kind of played together on the show. They played... I'm sure they played Pantera tracks over the course of the evening.
Yeah.
But on this occasion, it was not a specific gig by a band.
Okay, so it was more like a collab fest then, basically.
Yeah, effectively. So that is Down. No, that's not Down. That's Down.
That is Phil.
That is Phil.
That is Phil.
At this gig,
Phil is a bit down.
well...
Anyway, moving swiftly on before I get us sued.
When I said there were some sensitive subjects, I don't think it would be from us. We respect everyone, very kind. Now then, he raised his arm into a salute.
In a suit salute.
Salute. Fuck. Yeah, he raised his arm in a Hitler salute and shouted "White Power"
Is this, so just clear this up for me, because I've seen the videos of him actually like doing it, because obviously that was everywhere for a while. But was this mid-set? Was this at the end of a set? Was this before
Pretty
a set?
sure it was at the end of the last song, or it was definitely at the end of a song towards the end of the night.
Right.
Right, and yeah, he shouted white power, and funnily enough, loads of people went crazy about it, because that's racist, don't do racism. Now, Phil came up with a fantastic, really intelligent, I'm being sarcastic, excuse for this, in the mere days afterwards. He said, I was drunk, it was a play on words about the white wine we were drinking.
Of course.
Yes, that white power.
I'm so sure of that. Is the guy on crack?
Not that I know of, possibly.
I mean, he used to be on heroin.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Well, this is the thing. A lot of people are quite surprised by that, because it wasn't as public as bands like Nirvana with Kurt and
Well, yeah.
and all the rest of that. But actually, yeah, he was severely fucked up on heroin for most of Pantera's career.
Wowzers.
There you are.
Wow. I am surprised by that. No, I'm not surprised that he did it, but to that much and to that extent, I am surprised.
Well, I mean, he almost died after one of their shows. So
From heroin.
from heroin overdose, yep. And just keeping on the theme of really shit excuses for being a cunt,
Yeah.
he attributes his heroin use to chronic back pain. Now, I'm not being funny, but if you're in a lot of pain, you don't... You love heroin, gotta love it.
Well done, Sophie.
Yeah, nice.
Bringing class to the podcast.
The podcast. Anyway.
Cut it there, just cut it there. We're done tonight, guys.
That's it. We've named our episode. That's all we ever come on for. But no, like, keeping in the theme of shit excuses, back pain. Really? You're going to get fucked up on heroin and play on stage every single day because you've got chronic back pain, but you're not going to go and see a doctor until you've been fucked up and sprung out for like 7 months straight, 8 months straight.
Bit silly, wasn't it?
A bit fucking dumb.
I mean, if you're going to find an excuse for heroin...
I would say I like
one.
it.
Yeah.
That's basically, I mean, you're going to get judged regardless.
Yeah, on heroin. So yeah, he said that it was a joke about white wine, and I am not a racist.
I call bullshit.
About 2 days later, he changed his statement quite drastically, and he said it was ugly and uncalled for.
All right, okay. What, wine? Really? Say all of that about wine? That was ugly and uncalled for? Wow.
Tell the French.
Oh, well,
Speak
yeah.
French.
Oh, okay. We like French people. We really do.
Buongiorno. So...
Oh my god.
He said, anyone that knows me knows I don't believe that.
Okay, so half of the public that saw you do that do not know you as a person at all. What?
Apparently, according to this statement, he was 1,000% apologetic. Because 100% can't be topped.
No. I mean,
basic math. Skaghead. Right, so following on from this, Rob Flynn released a very hefty video statement. And
a very fucking hefty video statement.
Because of that, a pretty shitty song. We're going to go into the song. In his statement, he called out Phil Anselmo, saying he looked up to him and stuff like that, and now he can fuck himself, which I think is a fair
100%,
thing.
yeah, no, 100%. I actually agreed more with his video entry to the song.
Yes,
if that makes sense.
definitely.
Like, the song just hurts.
Yeah. So, coming off from this, this was just before festival season, and Down were removed from, I think, 2 European festivals by the organisers, not including Download, where they were booked to play. So Andy Coppin didn't unbook them, but I think, I want to say Hellfest did in France, funny enough.
Did they actually end up playing Download that year then?
No.
They didn't?
No. So after they were removed from 2 festivals, he removed Down from the rest of them. Phil did.
Wow.
He was like, we need to win some time, I need to reflect on this. We're not playing these shows.
Okay. Mildly understandable reaction then.
Mr. Reynolds, hello.
I mean, that is a mildly sort of...
I feel like
I disagree with absolutely everything about it, but that is probably the wisest thing he could have done in that particular circumstances, just to be like, right, okay, let's take a step back and realise how much of a dick I've been.
Yes. I agree, but I also think he may not have pulled out of the festivals if they didn't get pulled out by 2 organisers themselves.
Oh no, he wouldn't have done it off his own back, no. If nobody had mentioned anything about that, would he have said sorry? Bollocks.
Probably not.
Bullshit.
No.
Bullshit, would he?
So, once they're removed, in an interview, this is the main interview to kind of end this part of the subject, before we discuss it. In an interview, he tells how he loves black people. Sorry, loved black people growing up. I don't think that's specifically past tense, but in this interview, he loved black people growing up because his mum dated a few. They were always around the house. He loved his babysitter, who was transgender. And he says that he was sexually abused as a child by men and women multiple times. Now,
The fuck is what?
I'm not sure that's really relevant.
No.
I guess in the interview he did state that this has made me open up about a lot of stuff, and that's why I mentioned that. But okay, like I'm trying to think of an example. But I don't care if you grew up with loads of black people in the house. It doesn't mean you like them. That might be a reason why you don't like them. If they're dating your mum, that might be a reason why you're like, well, fuck black people.
In fact, a lot of, especially seeing as they're from the south, or he is anyway.
The
isn't
suit.
he? The suit, yes, he's from the suit. Now, I just can't. I can't see it. I can't see it sitting down very well. Not back then.
No,
Not
it's
with
very
somebody
strange.
like him. Not when they're dating his mum.
No.
No.
But if he was a kid, I'm not sure, but...
Again, here's the shit from the ball, and I'm calling it. I think he's full of shit.
And we're naming it Phil. So, Kill Bill Volume 3, right there. That's not episode name, that's just me throwing it in. Now, do you think he meant white power?
Yeah.
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 I don't know about it.
100%.
I think he was caught up in the moment of the gig, and he felt it was right to do.
Don't get me wrong, I bet. I mean, he's not an idiot. Like, he probably said it and then thought, oh, that was probably not a smart idea.
No, yeah.
But, you know, by then you were already stood there like that, so... Whoops.
Yeah, I mean, that's... How could you, like... Oh, there's the white wine was over there. Oh, it's over there.
Well, this is what I'm saying as well. Is it's like, so the probably the biggest offensive thing about it is that if he had just done the salute, it would have been quite bad and people would have noticed about it. If he had just said white power, it would have been quite bad and people would have said something about it. The fact that he did both shows absolutely no remorse whatsoever.
Correct.
Shows that he 100% intended to do it. Shows exactly what he was getting at when he did it. Mm-hmm. The guy's full of shit.
Yeah.
Like, the guy is full of fucking shit. And this is one of the reasons why I just can't stand him.
Yeah,
He's a bellend,
isn't he?
He's a massive bellend, and I can't stand anything to do with him. Like, I can't listen to Down. I can't listen to Superjoint. It's shit. I mean, it literally is shit. And
Pantera's beautiful, though.
Pantera is beautiful, but that's actually got very little to do with him. Don't get me wrong. I think with anybody else's vocals, it wouldn't have been the same band. It wouldn't have worked out. It wouldn't have gone the same way, and they would not have been as like pivotal and monumental as they ended up being. Having said that, he's a dick, and he never deserved to be in a band with the brothers, especially. But
I feel not like if you're trying to make an excuse. Obviously, white wine was not the one.
no,
But even if you shouted like,
no, the white wine's over there.
and why is it white power? Like, are you really against red wine?
Yeah,
But if you shouted, it's like, oh, it's white powder because I was on cocaine. I would have gone, no, that's a bit more believable because white power and white powder are pretty damn similar sentences.
yeah,
That doesn't excuse anything, but yes.
unless you're saying I'm this high, people.
White powder.
White powder has got me.
Sky.
Fucking can't even see right in front of my face.
Thinks it's oh, that was harassment. Speaking of which, that just worked perfectly.
What's next? The next controversial
As we will
topic.
keep mentioning through this until it comes up to it. This is not the big one.
Oh.
Beware.
Wrong choice of wording.
Yes. Yes. It's
Wrong
a touchy
choice of
subject.
Oh.
Right, yeah, this entire podcast, up until the end, pretty much, involves some sensitive material. Please do turn off if you are not willing to hear it.
Please do consume with caution.
Yep. Oh, that's nasty.
Oh, that is nasty.
Pop punk.
Fuck.
Pop punk as a genre.
As a genre.
Pop
punk as a genre.
Water's going into me, man. Yeah.
We've already spilled half of it.
Yeah, literally before we started this video. Took a nice little sip while I was having a wee. Spurted everywhere. My cigarette was soaking wet. It was a horrible day. Pop punk allegations. There's a lot of them. So I've only got a few, but these are the biggest ones that I could find. Thank you to Liam Reynolds, who helped me find a better list because it was a fucking ball ache to find. You type in Google, pop punk sexual allegations. It's more harder than you find.
Hey!
This has got to stop. These are unintentional puns.
We're going to have so many episode names.
Right, so...
Pop punk, it's harder than you might think.
Great.
Woo! It's totally not, though.
Let's stop and move on.
Sure. So, the album review this week.
So, Kyle from We Came as Romans. He physically assaulted a woman
Oh, really?
at Leeds 2014.
What?
They were both drunk and were both hooking up when she went to leave as a friend was upset. And he grabbed her, quite physically.
Oh.
And she had bruises afterwards.
Oh. Oh, fuck it up.
He was peeing, I was holding a cigarette while drinking water and choking on said water.
I wonder what you were going to say then. I was peeing. I was holding his dick. He had to take a phone call. It was fine. It made me choke.
It's awful. So, I feel physically sick.
Bruh. Alright.
Back on to sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know how we deviated. Oh, we're so good at this.
Suddenly it's very hot in this room. Right, anyway, yeah.
Take up under.
So that's very naughty of him.
Fucking, that's so naughty. That's so naughty of him. Why am I laughing at this? This is horrible. I'm surprised. I will admit, I'm surprised. I've not heard about this one.
Yeah, so there's a string of these allegations, and pretty much all of them are within pop punk, but we'll culminate it at the end of this particular topic within a topic.
Okay, yeah.
So we have Austin Carlisle from Of Mice and Men.
Of Mice and Men.
And I didn't know he was also in Attack Attack.
Huh.
So that's where this all happened.
Fag.
We appreciate everyone. He had alleged sexual assault, which seems to be the case. His old band Attack Attack stated it to be true. I really haven't got more than that. He was just a dick and sexually assaulted people. I don't have much info on that one, to be honest.
I mean, fair enough.
But I noted it down because I didn't realise Austin was like that.
I'd heard the Attack Attack as a band because, funnily enough, me and Sophie Ray were talking about them the other week because a member of that band was also a member of Beartooth.
How unfortunate.
So yeah, we got talking about that, and then I started thinking about Attack Attack, and that's when I read up about the shit because I remember like back in the day when they were like, I want to say popular or relevant. They were never that, but
I knew the name more.
When they were active, yeah,
Yes.
when they were active, that's probably the one that I'm looking for. Yeah, I remember like reading back then when they were actually active that like shit was going down, and it was more than one offence if I'm not mistaken. There was a handful.
Did you just kiss your hand?
No, I went
Oh.
trying to get rid of all the coke.
Sophie Ray is hollering
Holla!
live and in HD. So we'll move on to one of the worst cases that I could find. Is a guy called Luke Rockets.
Is this still within the pop punk?
Yes, this is all within pop cunt. Pop cunt.
Episode name right there. Pop cunt.
Seriously, just fucking start writing these things down.
We actually do.
Sophie, take note. You can be a note taker forever.
Pop cunt.
Pop cunt. Okay, and yes, Luke Rockets. He was 23 years old at the time. The girl in question was 14.
Oh,
So
okay.
he spoke to her for a while.
Fuck.
These messages are a bit in depth. So, warning, sensitive information coming in.
I'm scared.
He said to her that he had a foot fetish.
Right.
It gets worse.
Oh, yep. Yep.
And asked her if she would let somebody, preferably him,
Probably him. That's kind of the angle I'm getting here.
come on her feet.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was very sexual about that. She was 14. Right. No foot hair. I am so sorry. We are not laughing at the situation. We are laughing at. We're trying to make it a better world.
No. Just stop digging that grave right now.
So so he's from the band With Confidence, which he showed quite a lot of in that, I guess.
Yeah. It takes a man with some confidence to approach a 14-year-old, and I can't even bring myself to repeat the fucking words.
These were tweets, I believe, to each other, like
Like message.
Yeah,
tweets.
direct message.
Right,
Sorry,
okay. I was going to say, nah, no fucking way.
People have their limits.
Literally, like...
Members of Volumes. Heard of a band called Volumes?
Vaguely.
I've heard of them in recent year. They got girls to... they just asked loads of girls to direct message them on Instagram, and it became quite sexual.
Grim.
Yeah. Don Broco
Were
got...
they underage as well, though?
Yes, these are all underage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Don
Broco.
I believe it. I don't actually no. Retract that. I'm not sure if they're all underage. With volumes, it may have been just sexual harassment.
I mean, it's still not good, but
yeah,
fucking, it makes it 10 times worse if they're like 14 as well.
Oh yeah, let's just get lots of girls to message us. Oh, look at that, you've got fucking B-cup wrists.
Don Broco, they got dragged into this because someone noticed that they had a song from like a decade ago where the lyrics stated that date rape was okay. Which it's not, in case you're watching this and thinking, well, I don't know about that.
A little roofie colada.
It's rather bad. Don't ever rape anyone of any kind, in any way. Please. Fuck the manners. No, please. Just don't. So that was, they were brought into it. Now then, the final one.
So there's no actual allegations against Don Broco for that?
No, not necessarily, but they just said they're
still a bit
advertising
wrong.
it.
Still a bit annoying, but...
So, Jessie Lacey from Brand New. This is quite a big one.
Brand New?
Brand New.
No.
Yeah.
No.
This is very recent, it came out. A lot of people were very surprised by it and shocked. Yeah, I believe he's the vocalist, but I'm not wrong. He tried to solicit...
There's 2 vocalists, I believe.
Well, he's one of them. He tried to solicit young girls online and asked for nudes. When he was 24, he asked a 50-year-old photographer for nudes. She obliged. Another girl was 16/17 when he approached her. I think she was 16 when he approached her and 17 when it started happening. Which is still technically underage in America.
Still technically underage here for images and stuff as well.
Soliciting for images, yeah, it is. Sex it's not, which is weird.
It is fucking weird, yeah. You can actually take a dick when you're 16, but you can't take a picture of one till you're 18.
Yeah.
That's just...
strange. Yeah, I heard a thing of this couple who were like 15 or 16. They're both of that age, both fine.
Both consenting.
Consenting to each other, boyfriend and girlfriend for years. They filmed themselves, and they kept it when they were older. And they had child pornography.
Of themselves?
Of themselves.
You what?
This is legit. This happened.
What?
Because they had images, or video, I think it was more images, of themselves as kids. They had child pornography of themselves.
Keyword being of themselves.
Yeah.
And nobody else.
No one else.
And they haven't shared this with anyone in the public, and it's theirs.
Obviously got found out somehow, because that's how people knew. But I'm guessing they had their laptops like repaired or something, and they noticed the child porn on there, and someone's like, what's this about? Oh, it looks like them. I don't know. I don't know. But it's not... Technically, by law, it's child porn. Even though no children were harmed in the making of it, because it was them agreeing to it.
I'm confused, man.
The law, guys. You can't rape a man, apparently. That's still law. Fuck that. Anywho... When this girl was 16, 17... So 16 when she was approached, 17 when it started happening. He was... so when she was 16, that's how it started. He was the first person ever to tell her she was hot. I'm not sure if she's ugly or not, or deemed ugly by most. But it was obviously a confidence booster for her, and she fell into the trap.
Well, I mean, it would do if like a member of a band was the first person to do that, then yeah, I suppose.
And
when you say she fell into a trap, she fell in hard to a trap, I'm guessing. If
it's bad enough, but it's not the worst. It could be worse, I mean. That's not to play down what she's suffered. Now, this happened a fair while ago, it's only come up recently. So she's a bit old now, she's an adult now. And but at the time, it was going to a confidence boost. But now she's realised he just said that to lure her in.
Yeah, 100%.
And she was asked for nudes, and then he subjected her to numerous masturbation videos on live chats.
Okay.
Yeah, not good. She states now that she knew she could have turned it off, but she couldn't. She didn't at the time. Like she knew. I think she knew then. She's like, I should be turning this off, but she just didn't.
Wow.
But she's 17. She's a kid. So
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I was 17, if I didn't want to watch somebody fapping, I wouldn't watch it.
Yes, but if
they were in a band, if
Amy Lee was going off on it,
that's different because
there you go.
I would totally bury my face between her legs.
And at the time, she may have done that to him.
Well, yeah.
But if Amy was like 30 and you were 16,
I'd be like, man, I'm a player.
Fuck's sake! Right, so
Big money baller.
That is that. There's not really much of a discussion to be had. There's a lot more out there. But why do you think it's pop punk? I feel with pop punk, their fan base is extremely younger girls.
100%. They've got a target market right there, and it's not unbelievable to believe that some of these bands would have started a pop punk band with the idea of getting closer to that kind of audience.
At least a member of them, yeah. Possible, disgusting, yeah, very easily misled girls, or boys of that age as well. The targets here happen to be girls.
But I bet it does happen both ways. That's the thing.
Absolutely.
I bet.
I'm sure boys are probably a lot less likely to speak out about that.
Yeah.
And it's only really recently that girls have been able to speak out about that. And that's because it takes a few people to do it and for it to become a big thing until other people are comfortable doing that. And that's fine.
I mean, even then, I don't necessarily think it was a comfortable sort of thing for any of these women to
No,
talk about.
maybe bad wording. Yeah.
No, but I get what you mean. Like, the gist of it is there. But it takes somebody to sort of tip you over the edge to make you think, nah, fuck it, I need to speak out, kind of thing.
Yeah. So we obviously promote it. There's the whole Me Too thing. I know that's not directly based on pop punk, but that's become huge, which is great.
What is that?
Me Too. It's a hashtag, Me Too. Basically, with all the sexual allegations that have come out in pop punk, in the film industry, with that
The BBC.
fat
and all
old
that
dude
shit.
director that's been abusing those people over the last 40 years. Weinberg, not Weinberg, that's the drummer from Slipknot. Weinstein, I don't know. Loads of people have sort of coming out with allegations. Not all of them allegations. People saying it could be simple stuff that were like they're getting too many like catcalling. Is that the phrase? Catcalling. Like, oh, he's sexy. Get your top off, kind of shit like that.
Wolf whistling and shit like that, and like
Wolfless. I think it's catcalling when you like builders are stereotyped with it. Not all builders like that, of course. But it became a massive thing on Facebook, and it encouraged women to come out with not direct information like this person did this. It was like, I have also been X, Y, Z.
I was just reading that. Surprised I didn't hear it, and it took me a minute then to think about what she was on about with the attack.
Brand new.
Oh yeah, and that. I'm fucking shocked by some of these already, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the last one I've got for pop punk. So
Yeah.
it is quite surprising. We think it's pretty obvious why it's happened.
It's just fucked up. It's
Yeah.
severely fucked up. I mean, why do we think that, other than the target audience and the sort of having that kind of fan base like at your disposal ready, what other reasons could we filter it into that genre?
I can't. It's got every band that wants to tour. If they're single, sometimes even if they're not, they want to fuck people. They want to have sex, and the fan base is the best way to do that. Unfortunately, their fan base is underage kids, for the most part.
Wow. Yeah. Not cool.
I missed some comments there.
Catcalling.
Yeah, defo. It is, yes, catcalling. I mean, it was brand new. Smiley face. Terrible person Sophie is. But I'm happy about it, of course.
It was brand new that we're abusing young women.
Silly sausages.
Silly Willy.
So, let's go on a more light-hearted, controversial thing. It's still...
I was going to say, somehow I instantly detect sarcasm there, but okay.
It still involves the death of an animal.
Oh.
However,
it's
it's more light-hearted than sexual abuse. That's a sentence I never thought I'd say. Right, Ozzy Osbourne. He once bit a head.
Off of a bat.
Oh, sorry, rewind. Sorry, underneath. Pierce the Veil, that god-awful...
Try again.
Band. Pierce the Veil's god-awful drummer. They're all terrible bands. He was accused of sex with a minor. She was 16, he was 24.
Gross.
That was the one thing on the end there. Ozzy biting a head off a bat. So, on the 20th of January 1982, Journalista writes, in Des Moines, Iowa, the home of Slipknot. So, on this day, I see clearly, Ozzy Osbourne was on stage.
Yep.
And a boy who was at the young age of 17 at the time, Mr. Mark Neal, he threw a dead bat onto the stage.
Oh, okay.
Right? I thought he was alive when this happened. I don't know how he caught a live bat, but
Yeah, just...
now I think about it.
Excuse me, guys, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bite the head off this bat, yeah. I'll finish it later, yeah.
Done! Right, so yes, Mr. Neal, he was young at the time. He threw the dead bat on stage. Now, 2 weeks prior to this, Neal's younger brother brought it home alive from school. How that happened, that I do not know. But
how that made the news of this situation, I don't know.
But he, the bat failed as a household pet.
Clearly, because it's fucking dead.
So they sealed it up and brought it to the Ozzy Osbourne show. I'm not sure it was Black Sabbath, I'm assuming so.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Threw it on stage, and Ozzy saw it land. He thought it was a toy. Right, he did not think it was a real bat.
Okay.
Right,
So
he
when
was
you pick
like,
it up and you can feel there's weight behind it and there's some bones and stuff in there.
yeah, apparently not. That was just a fake bat.
I mean, the guy was probably trashed at the time, so yeah.
According to Neil, Mr. Mark Neil, the bat was dead, going on rancid by this point.
Oh.
Yeah, so when Ozzy, he bit the head off the bat, he was surprised to have a bat's head in his mouth. I believe he spat it out, I don't think he swallowed it.
I'm pretty sure even he would have died by now if that was the fucking case. I know the guy's like a bit of a medical anomaly, but
He's Batman.
he's the... Whoa.
So,
Whoa.
mind blown. In the, yeah, he thought it was a toy in the shape of a bat. Now, after the gig ended, Ozzy was understandably rushed to hospital, where he got a rabies shot.
Okay.
And a little note at the end of that is that the hospital, for about 2 weeks afterwards, 50% of their workload was answering calls and replying to emails about this circumstance.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Because that many people wanted to know, like, the medical aftermath.
yeah, the media, they're like, how many shots did he get? How many? What did he do? Was he okay? Was it painful? Kind of shit like that.
I mean... okay. You almost did it again then, didn't you?
No, he snotted.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, so anything to really discuss about that? I mean, it's funnier.
It is slightly funnier, and I'm not going to lie, it takes a special kind of dickhead to bite the head off of an actual bat without first realising, shit, this is real. I'm confused.
You ate the head of a spider, Sophie? What do you do? What is your life? What kind of child goes, this is a tiny spider, let's find the head? Hey, Mumsy, I seem to have bitten a spider. Can I have a rabies shot?
Can I have a rabies shot, please, mother?
Do sort me out.
I do believe we have one in the medikit.
Yes.
Fuck's sake.
I'll give you time to answer that. Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know how to feel about that because, I mean, yeah, alright, there's a few different angles you could take. Animal cruelty, well, the thing's already dead, so I don't really attribute him to animal cruelty.
Oh, okay, so that's not as cool as I thought it
I
would be.
thought it was a toy.
But she screamed the house down when she realised it wasn't, even though it was dead.
I mean, yep, I'm just gonna not talk about how special somebody has to be in order to bite the head off of something rather real. And, yeah. Moving on.
Yeah, so,
I mean, no, going back to that, I really don't know how I feel about that. I don't attribute him to any animal cruelty. The thing's already dead. Was it a wise idea? No. But then the guy paid for that by probably throwing up profusely for the next few days after having a few rabies shots. So.
yeah, absolutely. Sophie did indeed run around the house screaming. And also chase her sister around the house for a good 20 minutes. So
Okay.
I'm not sure how she was screaming. You know what? She's Sophie Ray. She's one of a kind. We leave her to it. So, and we mean it this time, this will contain very sensitive details.
I don't even want to do this, but...
Yeah, we're talking about the case of Ian Watkins. So, he's from Lost Prophets. Was.
Anybody that is unfamiliar with this story and doesn't wish to be should turn off now. And this is the only time that I'm ever going to say, please stop watching our podcast. See, look, people
One's
did.
already left, yeah.
People already did.
Totally fine. This will take about 10 to 15 minutes. So, yeah, if you are still unaware of what we're talking about, if you're not down for paedophilia, well, hopefully you're not down for paedophilia at all. If you're not down for hearing about it, should I specify, come back in 15 minutes. We have much more to go through that isn't involving
my God.
this. Okay, so, back in...
If you're down for paedophilia, I mean, hopefully you're not, but
You knew what I meant!
yeah.
So, one last time, sensitive details coming in, very graphic. Okay, so Ian Watkins from Lost Prophets, he is a fucking sick man, and not the good kind of sick. He has been arrested and charged with disgusting crimes that the judge
like
said
13 accounts of like actual 100%. This is disgusting, kind of.
I think maybe more than that.
Really?
I think it was 18.
Ooh.
Thanks for sticking by.
We'll love y'all.
But this time we don't judge if anyone does go.
No.
As long as they fucking come back.
This is like the one time in which I'm pretty sure I'll understand if people don't want to stick around for a minute.
Don't report us though. Right, wow. So, I think it's time for a cigarette on this one.
Yeah, I'm probably going to end up rolling one in a minute. So.
Yes, so I'll go how I've written it, but it's a bit skew-if.
Try and articulate it as, like,
I'm going to go through
chronologically as possible.
I don't know chronological because it's all very mixed up. I read half the case file on this, and I had to stop reading it. I could not carry on because I was so disgusted.
I'm surprised the case file is actually like public.
Yeah, it is. I was surprised as well. I said to myself before, like, I'll be easy to read through it. I can deal with disgusting stuff. There's one sentence in here where that sentence I will read out. That was the sentence that stopped me, and I have a pretty heavy amount of tolerance.
You've got a threshold.
Yeah,
you've got a threshold. So,
let's go through the let's go through some of the charges. Okay.
Please do. I'm going to get more papers.
So, first of all, again, this is not in order, but he had sex with a 16-year-old. He got her to wear a school outfit. They had oral, vaginal and anal sex. Afterwards, he pissed on her face and told her to drink it.
What the fuck?
And he said to her, "Do you like being my underage slut?"
Okay, so it's one thing to actually be doing this shit. It's another thing to acknowledge it and enjoy acknowledging it.
Yeah. That's probably the most tame of the charges.
Yes, I'm aware.
So...
Mostly because she's 16.
Yeah. Here's the here's the charges that revolve around the two biggest things. So there were two mothers involved in this.
Yeah.
Two mothers that are also in jail now, and I hope they rot.
Yep.
And this is another reason why I believe in death sentences, because these people never deserve to be out.
These people don't deserve their kids.
No.
Like,
absolutely not. So, it's going to be Mother 1, Baby 1, and Mother 2, Baby 2, because that's how they've been named in every article I found, which is fine. I don't want the kids to ever be named.
Nope.
And I would love the parents to be named.
Yep.
But again, that's associated with the child, so I guess maybe not. There are a lot of journalistic rules, and if that protects the child, then fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mother / Baby 1.
In this particular instance, I'm sure we can agree.
Yeah. So, on the 2nd or 3rd of April, 2012, Watkins met with his mother and the baby at a hotel. Beforehand...
Just to clarify, that's not his mother.
No,
that's
the mother of
number one.
Of a baby. Of a
1-year-old?
13-month-old, I think. Or 11-month-old, I'm not sure. So technically, yes, 1-year-old if it's 13 months.
Disgusting, either way.
Yeah, you should... right, yeah. She asked him, and I quote, "Tell me if you want to get your dick in our boy." I'll repeat that because I fucked up my sentence 2 times there in disgust. "Tell me if you want to get your dick in our boy." That was how they started arranging this. 13 months. At the hotel, the mother presented the baby boy so Ian Watkins could rape him. Firstly in the mouth, and then in the anus. In the video, because this was videos, Watkins can be seen spitting on the boy's anus to facilitate his first attempt at rape. This rape, by the rulebook, he admitted to attempted rape. He did not admit to rape. He said he never raped the boy. We have no proof of that, but the courts could not prove it. Therefore, he was found innocent of rape on that boy, because there was no proof that... So I'm guessing they must have examined the boy, and there was no tearage.
So, This sounds so wrong given the circumstances, but essentially he couldn't get it up. He couldn't get it in.
Maybe.
If he's tried, if he's attempted to, and he's admitting to attempting,
Yeah.
then he's tried.
Yeah.
And something went wrong. So essentially what we can deduce from that is that it would have happened had something not gone wrong. Most likely.
Yes.
That's essentially what we can say from that.
Pretty much. I'll go into I'll sum up the mothers after the second one. So the mother 2, baby 2, and this includes a 7-year-old girl as well. So the mother Ian called herself and her baby daughter a mother-daughter slave duo worshipping you, being Ian. Watkins stated that's all she'll know, a life of filth, as if he was proud of it. Okay? So, this is the sentence that makes my skin crawl and made me stop reading something. And again, I'll reiterate for anyone that watches in the future.
I am bracing right now.
I don't stop. I can't. Usually, nothing stops me.
It takes a lot to get this guy to...
Yeah, I've never thought about revisiting it. So this is the sentence that the mother said to Ian. The good thing about babies is put anything near their mouth and they'll suck. That... Whoa.
Wow.
It's fucked up.
Wow. So what, he was seen on video saying that? Or like
She said that to him about her own fucking baby daughter.
Oh.
I actually thought, up until this point, until I reread this point the other day, that it was him that said that. But no, it was her that said that to him, to entice him to get excited. Yeah, it's severely fucked in the fucking fuck. They go on to say, she wants to talk about both her and her daughter to have the opportunity to share Watkins' penis in their mouths. And that's a 7-year-old girl, I believe. This is over a Skype call. Watkins convinces the mother to spit on her finger and penetrate the baby daughter, which she did.
Oh.
Ian masturbates throughout.
Fuck, man. Right. Just take a fucking step back for a second.
Let's do that.
Because in that particular scenario, I'm not even sure who the fuck is worse. I have no words.
I mean, it's safe to say, I mean, I'm putting this lightly because there's no way of putting it harshly enough, but they were two crazed fans that were obsessed with Lost Prophets or Ian Watkins, and they were willing to do anything to get with him. And if that included destroying the lives of their children in the worst way possible. Death is better than that, in my opinion. So yeah, fucking deep. No, yeah.
Don't even...
No,
yeah.
it's disgusting. So, there were also 90 child abuse images, 24 of which fell into the most severe category possible. There were also 22 images of bestiality.
Oh.
Some of this porn, it seemed, although I'm going to fact check, I'm not going to fact check, I'm just going to tell you I might be wrong this next sentence. I don't want to ever look into it again. Some of these images he may have made himself with the children. He was sentenced to 29 years in prison with 6 more on licence. And he will get, this fucking makes me sick, he'll get a chance of parole after 2/3 of his sentence.
So what's that, 14, 15 years?
So 29, yeah, basically it's like 30, take away 1, so you're looking at 2/3, so about 19 years.
That's fucking disgusting.
So in 15 more years, I think it's been 3 or 4
That
now.
is disgusting.
The mothers both got respectively, not respectively, just bad, but respectively, one mother got 14 years, one got 17 years.
Still not enough.
No, life is enough. So that really sums that up, disgracefully. But that's all the information. Oh, sorry, the charge with the boy was attempted rape, conspiracy to rape. The mother of the daughter also had a 7-year-old daughter who was Watkins abused. Yeah, kind of covered that already. So yeah, this point you can now continue and rejoin us. I know you won't see this because if you're going to rejoin us, you haven't joined us yet. Therefore, you won't see this. But that is pretty much the end of the disgusting severe.
Trust you to be able to make me chuckle
sensitive
when
content.
I'm fucking disgusted. Like, although if you're not here, then you can't see this, so it really doesn't matter what I'm saying. Haha! Woo! Back to child disgustingness.
Yeah, so the judge said, and I'm not going to specifically quote because I didn't write it down, but he said,
Words to the effect of.
words to the effect of, yeah, our team has seen a lot of disgraceful stuff in our time, including child abuse, but you have set the bar on how disgusting this can be. I don't think he's used the phrase set the bar because that's usually a good thing, but you have lowered the standards of...
You have redefined how disgusting this proceeding actually is.
Yeah, they've never seen anything like it.
And to be fair, I don't think many people have ever heard of a case like this, especially not as publicly as this one.
No, it's crazy. Even the Savile case wasn't this big.
No, exactly. And that was spanning over, what, 20 years, 25 years
Probably.
of the guy's career? This
Yeah.
has happened over the space of 10?
Yeah. What's that?
Fucking wrong.
So, we're not going to discuss Ian that much anymore. Well, actually, we'll get to them shortly, but we're not going to discuss the crimes anymore. We know they're sick. We fully agree that they are the worst kind of fucking disgustingness ever.
It's beyond the pale. It's like a different category, a different ball game all of its own. And no. Don't.
That's not an episode title.
No, don't take note of that one.
Episode 16, ball game.
Oh, okay.
Right, sorry.
Wow.
A lot of stuff just to make sure we continue.
Oh man,
Yeah, it's the worst kind.
So obviously the biggest question has to be begged here.
Before we go into that, let's quickly mention the other members of the band.
Yeah.
Okay? So, because I feel like that's a good way to end this topic. Mm-hmm. Now, the other band members state they know nothing about this, and I fully 100% believe them.
I do.
They have a new band, or at least they had a new band. It seems like it got nowhere. Now, I don't want them to be tainted with the same brush as Ian because of his crimes.
No, definitely not. They don't deserve that.
It's a shame the new band hasn't taken off. Mm-hmm. Because I'd like to see them go places. I proper advertised them when they first came out on Deciphered, and also on my own page a few times. So I wanted people to listen to them. I never cared for them because I never cared for Lost Prophets. So but I wanted them to do well because they don't deserve shit.
No, they don't. They don't deserve to have their careers basically driven into the fucking ground by a sick cunt. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, that is kind of already happening and has indeed already happened to a degree. I don't think anybody's going to be able to look at them just solely as their own band anymore, kind of thing. They'll always be haunted by his shit.
And that's a massive shame.
That is the biggest shame. Well, it's not the biggest shame in the grand scheme of things in the whole scenario.
Outside of the crime, it's
outside of the disgusting crimes and stuff, what's left in the aftermath, yeah, 100%, that is like the biggest shame in the world, because the rest of the band, you can't fault them. You might not have been a fan yourself, but you can appreciate that they're fucking good at what they do.
Fully. Like I say, I advertise them, I want them to do well. I would never taint someone's crimes.
No, especially like as a music journalist, you can probably look at somebody and if they were in like a video interview, especially saying like, "Oh, I didn't know anything about it," kind of thing, you'd probably be a bit like, okay then, buddy. But if they genuinely were like, we had no fucking idea, like this guy is just wrong, and especially when they've also gone as far as to help charges get pressed against him.
Yeah.
So that to me in itself, I mean, because there would have been investigations around the rest of the band, 100%. They wouldn't welcome that in order to try and get him charged if they had something to hide.
Oh, yes. Sorry, something I haven't written down. This is after the crimes, so kind of fits in with the aftermath. He was speaking to a fan whilst in jail. And do you remember back in the day when they had... Do you remember those Mega Lols t-shirt came out and they all... Because of Lost Prophets, they started saying Mega Lols and stuff like that?
Nope.
Well, they did. It was being an H&M because it's H&M and Lost Prophets at the time. He said to a female fan, "I don't see what the big deal is. I don't see why everyone's getting so worked up about it."
What, with what he's done?
With what he's done.
What?
It was all Mega Lols.
Oh no!
He appealed the decision. He thought he was going to get out.
What?
He thought his crimes weren't bad enough. It was all made to sound worse in court. Yeah. So, going on to the final question. Fire away, sir, as you were about to ask it beforehand.
I mean, we've pretty much already answered it. Speaking purely from your perspective now, then. I mean, maybe not yours specifically, because, like you said, you've never really been a fan. Had you been a fan before, would you find yourself in a position of not being able to listen to the band now?
Absolutely.
You would?
Yeah. So this kind of stemmed from a question last week, and that's what I thought the final question would be, is do we think it's right to listen to them now? Like you say, I thought Rooftops was an alright song. I would never listen to it now. I would never listen to anything by Lost Prophets. And I got my reasons for that. Do you think... I'll go into my reasons in a sec, but do you think it's right to listen to them?
It's a tough one for me, because I was a fan of the band as well. And a lot of people sort of say that and shudder nowadays, whereas I'm like, no, I was a fan of the band. I didn't know what was going on. None of us did. Like, nobody knew what was going on apart from the people involved at this point in time. I was a genuine fan of the band because a lot of their music resonated with me at the time of my life that I picked it up. It seemed to fit. Songs like Burn Burn will forever stick in my head, and it's a massive, massive shame now, because if a song of theirs comes on my playlist, if I'm in the mood to listen to it, I will still listen to it, but I can't. It's impossible to find like a level of disconnect. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't just be like, well, I know he's a sick cunt, but I like this song. It doesn't work that way. You have to appreciate the fact that he's a sick cunt and still choose to listen to it if you're going to listen to it, kind of thing.
Okay.
And for me, it's tough, and I have found myself sort of Lost Prophets, to give you a bit of a gauge. Lost Prophets were the type of band that I used to listen to a song of theirs, on average anyway. Obviously, this is like really just spitballing kind of figures, but I would say on average I used to listen to maybe 2 or 3 of their songs every couple of weeks, something like that, like just through normal playlists, like randomization of a playlist, their songs would come up. I would probably say that I had enough of their library saved to playlists, various different playlists, for them to have come up maybe, like a couple of times over the space of a couple of weeks or whatever. So let's say once a week I would listen to a song of theirs. I would struggle to even emulate that now. Whereas, it would only really be if I couldn't get like the hook from Last Summer out of my head, for example. And that's like one of my bigger songs of theirs. I do still listen to it. And yeah, I'm not going to lie, like the thought of everything that he's done has to come into your head. Unless you're a bit of a sick cunt yourself, you're going to think about it, and it is going to be a massive shame. And you probably are going to be posed every single time that one of their songs comes on. You probably are going to ask yourself, like, should I even really be listening to this anymore? I've always gone and settled with the answer yes, because A, this is before, or I developed a connection to this song and this band before all of this shit, and B, the rest of the band did exceedingly good work. They don't deserve to not be listened to anymore because of one sick cunt's mistakes. Well, not mistakes, sick cunt's just fucking outright bullshit behaviour, but...
Yeah. So I'll go on to my opinion of others listening to him in a moment, but for start off myself, let's pretend again I'm more of a fan. I'm really not, thank fuck. I refuse to listen to him, and that is because if it was the guitarist, the drummer, anyone else, I could probably still listen to him.
But it's the vocals.
It's the vocals. I can listen to a guitar, and it could be anyone behind that guitar. I can listen to drums, it could be anyone behind those drums. You listen to the vocals, that's his voice. So to me, it's personalised, it's him, it's not a band. When you listen to the band now,
you hear his voice over the top of everything.
And for that reason, I will not and cannot listen to him. When I talk about others listening to him, it's fine if you listen to him. But in my opinion, I think it's completely fair if you're with someone else and they ask you to skip it, I would say you should abide by that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Because I to be honest, for anybody to still be of a level of fandom of Lost Prophets that they'd be like, no, I love this band, there's something wrong.
Yeah, I think...
There's something wrong. So for me, for example, whereas a few years back, like way before this ever happened, and way before it ever came out, if somebody had said, oh, I don't like this song, can you skip it? I'd be like, no, because I like Lost Prophets and I like this song. Whereas now, I would, without even a second's doubt, be like, yeah, sure.
It makes me, I think, so it's happened very rare, but it makes me feel genuinely uncomfortable. And if I was in a car with someone, for example, and they were playing it, and I had no headphones, if I had headphones, I would literally go, fuck you then, headphones in, and I'll put my music over it. But if I'm in a car with no escape, and it sounds like a really dramatic experience, but I would...
I mean, it kind of is.
I'd feel very uncomfortable.
Give it like 10 years, this will be a military torture method. It is that kind of level, unfortunately, for the rest of the band. Because that is it, essentially. You've kind of hit the nail on the head there. The rest of the band are now never really going to have their work listened to because of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately so.
And that side of it I don't agree with.
No, I don't, but the sense of me not... I choose not listening to their stuff over listening to his stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's a fair point.
And unfortunately, there's no other way of doing it unless you go and listen to this new band, which may not still be together because it was a couple of years ago since they formed and haven't heard of them since.
A single fucking thing.
No. Shame, but that tops our topic off, I guess. Anything else you want to say on that?
No, just, yeah, it's... You hear about things, obviously, and you hear lots of shocking things that come out of the rock and metal community, but this one is probably one that's going to live on for a very long time.
Absolutely.
As probably, like, the worst.
And I hope if there's any others out there doing similar stuff, this scared them off.
I mean, I do and I don't. I hope it hasn't scared them off in the sense that if they carry on offending, they will get caught and they deserve to get caught.
Yeah, that's true. I'd love them to get caught as well, but...
I would love it for any fucking band or anyone, to be honest, that has been involved in a similar sort of scenario. I would like it for this to have scared them off. I would still very much like it if somebody had some evidence that they could go back to them now and just be like, well, gee, it's a good thing that you stopped, but here's an arrest warrant, bitch. Like,
yeah,
you're going down.
So that was definitely the deepest and darkest topic we've gone through, but...
Yeah, I don't think I've ever smoked this much on a podcast ever.
Yes, so there was actually a longer list that we had of stuff. We've definitely got the worst out of the way, but I'm sure a few months down the line we will retouch on this topic and carry on with some more controversies.
Yes, 100%, because we have more that we've already discussed, and I'm sure more that we could research.
Yeah, absolutely. So, moving swiftly on to better things, because anything can be better than that. Even Beartooth.
Wow. Yeah, that's true.
We have our review, chosen by Rob. It is Periphery by Periphery.
Love that
Rob
shit.
is going to give you a little intro of to why he chose it, because I would need to blow my nose.
So,
Sorry,
okay,
that's my penis.
That's your penis right there on podcast. Please, I beg to God, let that be the thumbnail. So reasons that I chose this were basically because he doesn't do tech metal at all. I don't think he knows what gent is. And I really fucking hate it being called gent. To me, it is polyrhythms, it is alternative, it is progressive, whatever you want to call it, it's not gent. Shut up. It is not a phonetical thing at all.
It says gent in it though.
Yes, it does. And
squeeze my booty.
oh god, we're gonna get a first class picture of your ass. Yes, they do. They do say gent in it. I'm gonna close that door.
Sorry, sir. To those that notice, I'm wearing trousers with a t-shirt, but fuck it. I had reasons. I had a shirt on earlier. It was lovely. Sorry about that.
Yes, so they do. They categorise themselves jokingly as gent. Jitterbug to gent, as they say at the end of one of the songs that we will be reviewing. However, pretty much any band, especially the guitarists, any progressive, alternative, gent band, if you categorise them as gent to their face, I guarantee they'd be like, shut up, dude. Because no tech metal band that I have ever heard of enjoys being categorised as gent. Because it's a very fucking shallow-minded way of viewing things. Oh, okay. It's like people that say, like, Meshuggah. Meshuggah is like a phonetical name for the band because that's what it sounds like the guitar's doing. Meshuggah, Meshuggah, Meshuggah. No, that's not... No. Research, bitch. Research.
But Meshuggah are gent, aren't they?
Yes, they are. That's what... Gent. Yeah, okay. That's not how the name formed. That's not how the band formed. They didn't just get a couple of 7-string guitars together and be like, oh, okay, this sounds cool. Yeah, it sounds really Meshuggah-y. Oh, let's call ourselves Meshuggah. No.
I'm sorry, I'm really failing to see. I may have missed part of this.
Yeah, you did, because you were out of the room.
Right, yes. So, are Periphery gent?
I mean,
Because that's just name of a genre, isn't it?
No, because this is what. Okay.
It's just the same similar word to metal, right?
I mean, it's not, because you don't. Why is metal called metal?
I don't know. It's heavy. Why is rock called rock? Why is pop punk called pop punk? I guess it's a mixture between pop and punk.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's somewhat self-explanatory, believe it or not.
Why is no?
Why is rap?
Why is rap?
Because people rap. People
Okay.
don't gent. People don't gent.
Right. Why is R&B called R&B?
Rhythm and blues.
Okay. Why is pop called pop?
Because it's popular. Popular
Is that what it's
music.
short for?
I believe so. I'm pretty sure that's how pop is pop. Anybody? Which is silly. It's basically saying they all sound the same. Yeah, exactly. This is why any progressive band, or any tech metal band, as I would probably categorise them, any tech metal bands will never be okay with being called a gent band, because gent is a very, very general term for one aspect.
Yeah,
of
so
the
it's
sound.
black metal.
Exactly. And how many black metal bands do you know that actually like being called black metal?
I don't know any. So
It's the same with
technically
gent. It's the same with gent as well.
You're right. I don't...
So many bands out there, you could say like, oh yeah, they're a gent band, but they'll be like, no, we're not. We're a tech metal band, or we're an alternative band, or we're a progressive band. They'll come up with another way to fluff it up. Don't get me wrong, but gent specifically is a phonetical term for the guitars, basically.
All right. I'll take you on that because you are more knowledgeable than me.
That kind of up chuggy.
I mean,
this is
metal-
basically like a band calling themselves Chugga Chugga, because that's what the guitars sound like.
But what does gent sound like? Gent.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
exactly
Well.
that. And that's where the name comes from, and that is so...
I do know music, Sophie, okay?
but this
Fuck
is
you.
this is the educational purpose that is behind me picking
I
albums
don't know
like this.
fucking gent or the lack of non-gent tech metal. Tech metal sounds right, so we'll go with that.
Yeah, it does, because that's what it is. It's tech. It's technical. It's polyrhythms and stuff. Is
I
all
knew what
about.
tech meant, just to clarify.
Okay, well, just yep. All right. Well, do you know what I mean? Like, you didn't even know what Chugga Chugga meant, so
Who the fuck does?
gent bands.
They're not gent.
They're tech gent. All right, calm down. Tech gent R&B.
I'm out. Should we kickstart this goddamn fucking album?
Yeah. So this gent band, Periphery. So kicking off with Insomnia. Now, it's worth throwing out there that this is designed to be educational for him. I thought, way back in episode 5 or 6 or something like that, I thought, well, do you know what? I'm going to use the podcast as a medium to get Kieran listening to some more tech metal kind of bands. So I thought I'd start him off easy with Carnival.
Did it go down well, did it?
That did not go down well, did it?
That was 4 out of 10 maybe from me.
3 or 4, yeah. One of the
Yeah.
two. I think 3, actually. I want to say it was 3.
If it wasn't 4, it should have been 3.
Interesting. So that obviously didn't go down well.
No.
Sort of chucking you in the shallow end a little bit. So I decided to literally pick you up by your feet and dunk your head in the deep end.
Excellent.
Just a little bit. I mean, there are bands that I could find that are much heavier than these guys.
Great.
More on that story as it develops. So, yes, Insomnia, track 1.
Yes. I've got a very short part about this. All right, opening track.
Yeah?
Nothing special.
Okay. Same for me, pretty much. Slap, here's an awesome opening. I do really like it as an opening track. I think it carries enough weight behind it. Instrumentally, I love it. Absolutely adore it. Never been the biggest fan of Spencer's vocals during this song.
Is he the heavy one or the soft one?
It's the same guy.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up.
So, I mean, to be fair, the fact that he can do both to an okay level is impressive enough to a degree. But, for me personally, one of them outshines the other.
What, the soft versus heavy?
Yeah.
Should we do that at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Mostly because
Oh.
I feel...
I've just seen my opening sentence for the next song, but sorry, carry on.
Never been a big fan of the vocals in the song. For me, the strength in the song comes with the lead into The Walk, which is track number 2, which I will let you say your sentence, sir.
Not a fan of the screaming vocals.
Okay, yeah, understandable.
Pretty good techie guitars.
Yep.
The drums are alright too.
Excellent. I actually really fucking like the song. I think it's sick as hell. Firmly love the drums. Absolutely fucking adore their drumming throughout most of this album, to be fair. And I remember this being one of the first exposures that I ever had to Periphery. And just, yeah, like, I remember the first time I ever listened to the band. What really should stand out to you as a tech metal / gent band should be the guitar, straight away, because the clue's kind of phonetically in the name, gent. Right, so that's...
You are taking me on a roller coaster of fucking ride for this gent shit, man.
Right, okay.
You just told me it wasn't gent, and now you're saying, oh, it's gent.
It's not, right, so when people categorise it as a genre, gent, no. When you're talking about how the guitars sound, or the kind of tone and the... Like you were trying to describe earlier, but I didn't want to do this to you because we were supposed to be going live in like 5 minutes, when you were like, how would you categorise the sound of the guitars here? Genty. Gent, because that is a phonetical term placed on the sound of the guitars and that kind of style.
That's like going, oh, I love metal, and they go, wow, wow. You don't go, wow, wow, metal, would you?
No, you wouldn't. But that's why you don't call it gent metal either.
But you wouldn't go in a...
Whoa.
Having some technical issues.
What
This
the
is
fuck
always
just happened,
worrying. From next week, we need to... We'll check this out the podcast.
Joel? 2 phones.
2 phones. Anywho. So...
Anyway.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't... I wouldn't use gent as a descriptive word if gent's literally to phonetically explain something. Because wow, wow, wow is phonetically explain something, but I wouldn't use it as a describing word.
Wow, wow, wow.
I really love the wow, wow bits. So what?
I mean, I would probably understand what you meant there.
Of course, yes.
But then if I said to you, like, oh, yeah, I love the genty bits in this song, you'd know exactly...
Now I know what you mean.
Yeah, but you would have anyway.
But what? No, I didn't. I would never go gent, 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 because it doesn't sound like it's... So I'm going... What is dunt? D-U-N-T? So it's dunt music to me.
Nailed it. Where the fuck did we even... What were we saying?
You and your fucking categorisation.
Yeah, but what did I say?
You like the gent parts?
Yeah, right, yeah. So, like, when... So, for a band like this, a tech metal band...
Oh, the tech metal.
The tech metal bands, yes. It should really be the sound of the guitars that stand out.
Oh,
But in this particular band's instance here, with my experience, it was actually the drums that got me to be a fan in the first place.
The fucking drums, mate. He fucking stab you up, you cunt.
Wow.
Give me a fucking trainers. So yeah, moving swiftly on, that was what stood out to me. Drums straight away, and that got me into the band, and it was this song in particular for the straight into it, where it's just like, okay, this band is nuts, that I really liked. And I also believe that it has a very good lead into Letter Experiment.
So, Letter Experiment, I'll throw out my little short review. So, it's a better song. It's the best one on the album as thus far.
Okay.
So, the chorus is rather good, and the guitars I really quite liked. They seem to take you on a trip/journey.
Yes.
There's a certain part, I think it's about mid towards end song, where I was like, it's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah. For me, it's the first showcasing of proper polyrhythms on a 7-string guitar sexualness in the album. It's that first sort of... So, up until this point, most of the rhythm has kind of been in line with what you would come to expect from a normal song, pretty much. Whereas this is the first sort of offbeat, off rhythm. It's called polyrhythm, which is basically where you'd like play on the non-root accents of like the rhythm. So you'd be like pulling your bass and your snare hits out on like off beats from each other, if that makes sense. When the guitars do that, that's basically where you get the whole gent thing from, is polyrhythms on a guitar. And I must admit, so obviously the first song that I heard of these guys was The Walk. And I listened to it thinking that they were like basically just going to be like a slightly heavier toned on the guitar, but a normal metal band. I didn't really think that they were going to be like techie as such.
Okay.
It was only the first time that I listened to the album all the way through, and it got to this part of the album, Letter Experiment, where I thought, fuck, these guys are a gent band. Or... do you know what I mean? It's the first sort of like, oh, okay, these guys are actually a bit more technical than they appear when you listen to the first 2 songs on the album. So I really liked it because that is me in a nutshell.
Okay, cool.
Which then takes us on to Jetpacks Was Yes.
Okay, so that's a silly song title, isn't it?
It's fucking ridiculous.
The intro's okay. A bit wob for my like, is what I wrote.
Bit wob wob.
Yeah, which is funny because it's phonetic.
Hey!
Wob, wob, wob. For my like, but it's better as it kicks into the track. Enjoyable guitar work, best so far, and in fact best on the album, in my opinion.
Interesting.
Title's a bit silly, I already said that.
Yeah.
Yep.
For me, Jetpacks was yes, stupid title. Meh. The whole song as a whole was a bit meh for me. I remember thinking that the first time that I listened to the album, it was kind of like, so yeah, not great for me. It just kind of falls flat, really, after, like... I agree with you, the guitar work is great, but by this point I've already said that about every song so far, and it becomes... you have to get to a point where you think, right, okay, well, I can't pull like a good thing out of every song just purely because the guitar work's good. The guitar work's good throughout pretty much the entire album. That's a given, 100%.
Our opinions show that I think we're quite different in taste when it comes to this.
Okay. But I mean, yeah, for me, it just kind of fell flat. Which then takes us on to Light.
Yes, it's a good start. Fairly good song throughout, but nothing special. Nothing stands out to me.
Yep.
The end just wasn't needed.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and although it transitioned into the next song, well,
okay.
Although it didn't transition into the next song, I'll repeat that sentence just for you because I fucked up twice. Although it transitioned into the next song, it didn't work well. That's my opinion on Light.
Yeah, I mean, for me, musically it's okay, vocally it's okay. It's nothing special. It's okay, basically. It's pretty much okay. All New Materials, which is the next track.
Yes, was going alright. Again, nothing special. The ending was horrible.
Yeah.
It made me uncomfortable, like a tech version of Code Orange.
Yeah, okay. That's actually not a bad statement to make. For me, it's worth knowing actually that this is... I'm not really sure if we can class it as a single, but this is like one of the big ones that came out of the album that everyone seems to know. Everyone that's heard of Periphery before has probably listened to this song. It's held in a similar sort of light from one off of Select Difficulty, which is their third or fourth album. Third, I want to say.
I think I met Periphery around that time.
Quite possibly. And they released a song off of that album called Marigold, which is, again, like a madly popular song for their fan base. And the same that I feel about this as well. It's one of the more popular ones, but it's not for me. His melodic vocals stand out at some parts during All New Materials. But for the majority of the song, the guitar tones are a bit obviously heavier, flatter, kind of, because that's the sound. That's the sound of the guitars. So when he's really trying to sing his heart out over the top, sometimes he just sounds like way out of whack. Like, he just sounds like he's out of tune. He's not, because if you actually listen to the notes that the guitar's playing, yes, fair enough, he's singing the right notes, but he's singing them about 5 octaves fucking higher than the guitars are, and that just makes it sound like it's out of tune with each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's that.
So yeah, I mean, I have my reservations about some of his vocals throughout all of the album, really, but particularly in this song, it was just kind of like, melodic vocals stand out at some parts. They aren't, like... yeah, like his melodic vocals stand out at some parts. On the whole, though, for me, it just kind of, parts of it didn't resonate. And that's not to say that he is out of tune, because he's not. It's just a flat tone for his vocals, and I feel like he would do better at singing at a lower register, kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, fair.
So yeah, moving on to, in my opinion, the best chunk of the album, and I will use chunk because it's more than one song. We are going into Butter Snips.
Oh, that first was it?
Yeah, that's next.
My review is all over the place because I listened to different parts at different times while writing, and for some reason on Spotify, my album deleted a song from it. So I was like, oh, I reviewed the album. I was like, what's this song? I was like, fuck. So, Butter Snips, sir.
Yeah.
More of a screaming track, not really something I can get into. These outros are becoming odd and do not work.
Interesting. Okay. For me, Butter Snips is musically awesome. I love the fucking riff. It's disgusting. What an opening as well. Just fucking beautiful. Absolutely love it. And it is one of my preferred songs on the album. One of.
Okay.
Not my favourite though, because that is next with Icarus fucking Lives.
Icarus Lives, the hidden track.
The hidden track, yeah. The iTunes special.
Yes.
On Spotify.
So, cool intro. The vocals are alright, guitar work is better in the track. However, the heavy guitar parts get tiresome. The spoken part at the end of the track is not for me. I get the appeal.
Which part?
Ah, Periphery.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
I get the appeal once
It's
to fans
like
of the band.
Yeah, it's like a comic value to add in the middle of the album. Just
Yeah.
to sort of show that they are not a very serious band, which they're not. They're quite a jokey band.
It didn't come across as funny, but maybe that's just me. But I'm also thinking about it as if I was a fan of the band or the album. Once it's like, that's pretty cool. And then next time we play the album, do I really want to hear that every time? Or if I want to listen to Icarus Lives into the next song, because they're my two favourite songs, do I really want to hear that every single time? No. It suits as an intro to an album, not at the end of the middle song.
No. So I totally agree with that. And for me, it's become that part of the song now. So once the music stops and I hear and go, thank you for purchasing Periphery's self-titled debut album, Periphery. That's the part where I'm like next.
Yeah.
100% every time.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because it is my favourite track on the album. But without that little stain on the end, it would be perfect.
Yeah, fair.
But for me, top track, favourite, disgusting riff. Absolutely disgusting riff. If anybody here is unfamiliar with Periphery, listen to Icarus Lives by Periphery to pretty much outline exactly what the band is about and how disgusting their riffs actually are. And I love it. So dirty. Takes you into Toddler Mad.
Yeah, another stupid title.
Yeah.
One of the better tracks though.
Yeah.
The outro kind of worked this time, but still wasn't really needed. It was one of the better ones.
Okay.
I'm going to follow on from that with what I mentioned about Icarus Lives. Obviously, that's a different outro because it's the comedic effect. A lot of these songs have outros.
You don't need that many on one album, do you?
No, it's not that many. They work better, but they're kind of like each outro goes into the next song for about 2 seconds, and the song completely changes anyway. So I really don't fit. And also, the outros make no sense with the track they're actually in. They kind of like have like say there's like 4 minutes to each track. There isn't, but say there is. There's 3 minutes 30 is a song, and it's like 30 seconds of a completely different outro, which leads into 3 seconds of the next song, therefore rendering it useless, in my opinion.
I mean, that's not the case with the whole album. Insomnia into The Walk at the beginning of the album, that's like a quintessential lead into it.
I didn't write anything about that outro, therefore it wasn't bad.
Yeah, so it wasn't great, it wasn't bad.
But towards the end, it seems like every song at the end.
Yeah, I mean, it gets a bit repetitive if it starts getting a bit too much. Chugga, 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 choo choo! Love it. Maybe this, what Gent will now be redubbed as, is just chugga chugga, or choo choo, or Thomas the fucking Tank Engine.
I'm listening to some Train music.
I'm listening to some fucking Thomas, mate. Thomas, mate.
I prefer Percy myself.
But going back to Top the Mad, yes, I agree, it's a silly name.
Is it Totally Mad or like that's Totally Mad?
I think that's the sort of thing behind it, because they are American or Australian, American. So yeah, they would be like, Toddler Mad. It's Toddler Mad, bruh. But, you know, less queer. I think it's sick. It's a close second favourite of mine. If nothing else, just how disgusting it is from the off, straight away. And then into the... Again, it's a good example of where his melodic vocals sound like they go kind of out of tune, but for whatever reason in this song, it works. I don't really know how that works, but it does.
What, in Totally Mad?
Yeah. So, going into All My Feelings.
So, I've literally written here, you know what I'm going to say. Terrible.
My Feelings.
Terrible title track. In fact, I even wrote, this is a title I expect from Beartooth.
Ouch.
Ow My Feelings. That sounds like a crying track.
I mean, it does, doesn't it? It sounds like a crying track that you might cough at the beginning of.
God damn. Yeah, so with Ow My Feelings, you know what I'm going to say? Yeah, track is okay, but at this point, in the entire album, I'm just getting quite bored now.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Go on.
Nothing stands out.
Oh, okay, see, that's different for me. So at this point in the album, I can understand from somebody...
Almost the dank gentian.
That's fucking sick, Sophie,
For the
right?
comedy.
Oh my god.
Why she's here.
Yeah, legit. Yeah, All My Feelings for me, it's not like a standout song, but it does have a disgustingly dirty riff, and I love it. I really do. Considering that, even though I've got 3 guitars,
And a fan.
and a fan, yeah, I've got fans of my guitars. Even though I do have 3 guitars, I'm not a guitarist. I'm just ambitious and think too much of myself. But for me to be like clapping on about how much decent guitar work there is in one album, it is still like a personal taste. I can understand why this particular guitar work, even to a full-fledged guitarist who lives and breathes to play a 6-string guitar, it's not a 6-string guitar. It's a 7, and in 1 or 2 songs probably an 8. And they are different, entirely different, but that's me. I really like the guitar work in most of this album, and it's a dirty riff. I love it. As a song, it's a bit lacking after the last 2, but on the whole, it's okay. Ziggle Rocks.
Not much else to say. These outros really don't work unless you're listening in track order. So again,
I
I
hope
mean-
you were.
Yeah, but if you're like listening on shuffle, or if
Yeah.
you've like chosen a few random songs for a playlist, then it's not going to work. It only really works if you're listening to that track before the next track.
Yeah, okay. That's a fair point to say.
And it's not like it's not that it just doesn't work. It's just kind of like it's completely unnecessary, and I don't think it works whatsoever.
Okay.
But I have not really much to say about the song other than that.
Okay. For me, it's kind of like battle music. It's got that kind of like not heaviness as in like heaviness, but it's got that kind of potency about it, I guess, that could make it like a decent battle track. Okay. Musically, it's great. Vocals, not so much.
Fair enough.
Which then takes us into the manic journey of Race Car.
Final track of the album, chiming in at 15 minutes and 22 seconds, if I remember well.
Something like that. I think something says 15 minutes and 3 seconds to me.
I think I'm looking at it. It was like, is this as long as it exists by Ben Sevenfold? And it wasn't by like 15 seconds, and that's 15 minutes 38.
Well, there you go.
Why I know these random facts? I'm obsessed. Race Car. So it's a good closing track. Something to point out about this, because 15 minutes is a long time.
It fucking is.
It took me 10 minutes to realise this is quite a long song. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
If you take, I can find tracks that are 3 minutes. Like, this is dragging. If in fact it's taken me 10 minutes. Now I was preoccupied with other stuff while I was writing up this, but I was listening more than writing. And yeah, the fact that 10 minutes out of 15, that's pretty damn good. Give credit to that.
Yeah.
This, I think it's my second favourite track after
Interesting.
Jetpack Say Yes. What do they say?
Was Yes.
Was Yes, of course. That's all I've got to say about that.
Interesting. So yeah, I basically put as a bit of a synopsis for this song, it is 15 minutes long, be ready. A mad mix of all of their styles spanning over 15 minutes, but it's a journey. I like it when I have time to like it.
Okay.
So me obviously being a bigger fan of the band and indeed of the album, I have listened to this album from front to back probably upwards of 20 times.
I mean, maybe I like the album more than you.
No. I'll be interested to see your review, put it that way. But yeah, I mean, for me, this is like an epic journey across all of the different styles that they can do. There's some real techie bits, there's some less techie bits, there's some outright melodic bits, there are some disgustingly heavy bits. It's kind of like a canvas, basically. 15 minutes of canvas, and they've just gone and painted about 5 or 6 different beautiful pictures over it, but all work together. And like you said, yeah, for me, the first time I listened to it, I remember getting to the end thinking, fuck, that was all one song. And normally when a song's that long, like, bad example, but it's one of the only ones that I can think of at this present time.
Free Bird.
Huh?
Free Bird.
I mean, no, that's another good example that goes in line with what I'm going to say about these guys. An example of what I was getting at is a song called Homecoming by Green Day. I'm not the biggest Green Day fan, however, American Idiot was a fucking monumental album.
Yes.
Monumental album.
Yes, absolutely.
Interesting. Food for thought. I believe firmly that was a monumental album. And everyone's like, oh, Jesus of Suburbia is like 9 minutes long. Yeah, mate, Homecoming is like 12 minutes long. Pipe the fuck down. Calm yourself. Because who gives a fuck about the length of a song?
If it's fucking good.
If it's fucking good. And Jesus of Suburbia is 9 minutes long, and it's 9 minutes of fucking epicness.
Yeah.
Homecoming is not. Homecoming is like 12 minutes or however many
album's that
minutes. Same.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'm very, like, with that album, I rate it as a good album. I'm sure it could come up in the future. But I'm also a very track kind of guy. So I couldn't tell you where Homecoming's from, as you just said, but I could name a good few tracks that I enjoy from it.
So,
American Idiot, Jesus Suburbia,
yep.
Holiday,
Yep.
and most definitely Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Okay, fair enough.
I fucking love that track.
Saint Jimmy. Saint Jimmy is worth a punt, mate.
I remember listening to it before, but I don't remember it too well.
Saint Jimmy's coming down across the other way.
Okay, yeah.
Fucking tune. I love the album. Bullet in the Bible was fucking crazy. And I bought a DVD of it. And just, yeah, we're going into a different band's album entirely here, just to try and make a different point. On that album, there is a song called Homecoming, which is very long and is one of those ones that chops and changes its style so often throughout the song that doesn't work. Jesus of Suburbia changes about 3 or 4 different times, but it all goes into parts that are just epic, epic all the way through. I fucking love that song with a passion. This is another example of a song that goes on forever, but I was literally, the first time I listened to this album, I remember being sat there like, this is literally like a journey. And by the time that you get to the end of it, you're kind of a bit spaffed out. But I love it. Showcases all of their different styles really well. Shows you what they can do as a band. Shows you what they choose not to do very often as a band. Yeah, it's really good.
Fair.
Overall opinion of the album, sir.
You want me to go first? That is
Yeah.
absolutely fine. So, I'm not really a fan.
I gathered.
It's boring after a while. I'm sure it's great for those that like that music. And I really tried. Granted, I gave it one listen because of time restraints of speech, which you already know about.
Yeah.
But when I gave it that listen, I was in that
You were
moment.
listening.
Right, and I really tried, and it started off well, and it got worse, and then like
Became a bit insufferable towards the end.
yeah, it became the same, and the outros pissed me off because they were just so stupid and didn't make sense, and I like things to make sense. Now,
Yeah, tech metal is not for you.
I mean, I don't see things with the layout and the arrangement of the guitars. I can deal with that where it's out of key, not out of key, out of time. Sorry.
Like polyrhythms, essentially, then. That thing that I was sort of talking about a second ago.
Yeah, those things. I can deal with that, but when you suddenly throw in a random outro that makes no sense to the song you've just listened to, and it really doesn't add much to the next song either, that's where I get a bit pissed off a bit. I feel like it's bad.
And they do
making.
that a fair amount during the album.
Yeah.
It has to be said.
So,
Overall rating, sir.
hold that thought. I'm not a fan of the screaming too much.
Yep.
The soft vocals are alright when they're done well,
Yep.
but they're not always done well.
Okay. Do you prefer his soft or his heavy vocals?
Soft.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yep, I am in full agreement. I think he's... So there is another vocalist in the band that does like some of the heavies with him. I don't know which member of the band it is.
Okay.
It's not even on this album. There's a song by them called... Fuck. It's not called that. I will comment this.
That should be every episode name.
Literally, Rob will comment something but won't. It's the opening track off of Select Difficulty by Periphery, and there's heavy vocals in that song where like the other vocalist is like growling and doing the deep side of it over the top of it, and when they're together, the heavy vocals really sound amazing for like the tone of their guitars and stuff. When he's screaming on his own, it's another Beartooth kind of thing. It sounds like he's really, really forcing it out. It's not as bad.
Nasty.
It's not as bad.
That's
Nowhere
good.
near as bad. But do you know what I mean? Like when
hard
he's
task.
screaming, it's kind of like trying to get it out,
Very
kind of thing.
straining.
Whereas it's not really coming from like. They say that to be like a successful like heavy vocalist, you have to have like power and strength in your core to bring it up from like your stomach, basically.
Did you see that video I tagged you in the other day?
Which one?
The one about the woman that's helped out the Beartooth vocalist.
Yeah.
It was her fault.
No.
So,
Although she is actually like regarded as an incredibly
yeah,
good vocal
It's
coach.
showing it work out for them. Yeah, the guitar work, I don't really like the gent parts of it.
What?
It just gets a bit tiresome a bit quickly for me. It's not Now, I'm going to say this sentence, and I'm going to explain it afterwards, because it's going to be taken the wrong way.
And I'm going to try not to chime up in between.
I don't think that shows too much talent. Right? Now, the reason for that is not because it's talentless. It's just, there's so much more you can do with a guitar, in my opinion, than just constant of the same.
Okay.
It's very samey.
I'm going to put this out here now, and you're probably not going to believe me for love nor money.
Go ahead.
I could teach you how to play a solo from Sound of the Seventh Trumpet, Warmness on the Soul.
That's a very easy song, but fair enough.
It is a very easy song, and it's a very easy solo. I could teach you to play that in less time than I could teach you how to play polyrhythms on a 7-string guitar.
Okay.
And in that sense, because realistically, to be a successful gent guitarist, you have to understand rhythm. You have to understand the drums as well, which wouldn't be a problem for yourself, really, because if I said to you, right, okay, a normal song is like, you've got your basic 4/4 pattern. A normal song would like fall on the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Like those are the root accents.
Yeah.
So that's your bass drum essentially. And you can play pretty much any song that way. Yeah. You cannot play a tech metal song that way at all, because it doesn't work out. It's like Tool. Tool are a band that use maths in their music. Now, I wouldn't go that far if I was making my own music. However, I find 4/4 and 3/4 songs to be extremely boring in comparison to this kind of stuff. And in that sense, when you consider that these guitarists not only are having to, or like, not only know a lot about the tones that they're using, because a lot of it is electronically produced. You can't get a guitar to sound that way without it going through a laptop first.
Oh, that's news to me.
You cannot get a guitar. I mean, I've got a 7-string over there right now. If I plugged it in, you'd be able to hear, like, you know, the note and stuff and how dirty it sounds. But to get that real, like, overtone of it, to get that metal sounding, like, chugga, 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 over the top of it, that's electronically produced.
Yeah, what a shame.
So they also have to know a lot about online or, like, electronic producing studios and stuff like that, and like guitar voicing stuff. I don't really know how it works. Bean would be a good guy to talk to about that, because he is their tech for Hacktivist.
Also, if you ever happen to watch, he's now got a job as the tech for Raven Age.
I did not know that.
Yeah, who are soon to be touring with Iron Maiden.
Excellent.
Fair fucking play, Bean.
Fair fucking play, Bean. That is a guitar tech doing things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. To go back to the original point, I 100% have to refute you there.
That's fine.
That's not to say that it's more talented than Sin being able to fucking shred the shit out of a solo, like at ridiculous speeds. No, I'm not saying it's more talented than that. I am saying in its own right, it is equally as talented as that. Just for different reasons entirely.
I'm not fully educated on this to state that it is different.
I mean, I'm not. But
I am fully educated enough to give an opinion of that's just not right in my books. I don't see how that's. It's very samey. I'm not going to say that what I've said about it being there's not much talent in it.
Put it this way: if I handed Sinister Gates a 7-string guitar and told him to play a Periphery song, he would be clueless.
If you hand a Periphery guy Sinister Gates guitar and say do that solo, he wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, he would.
Would he?
Yeah.
Why don't they do it then?
They do have solos in some of their songs.
Yeah, but not like that. I'm not just saying Sin for. That's just the guitarist that was brought to my attention by Rob. I have to dispute.
I hit hard. I go home. Like I make sure that I'm hitting the core right in there. That little heart right in there. That's where I'm hitting.
Small blackened heart at the moment.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a disastrous topic.
Yeah, so I just
I have no emotions.
That's fine. If you think that's the case, then I will.
I think Misha Tate would be able to do a better job of playing a Sin solo than Sin would be able to do of playing one of their techie sort of things, because it's a different style of guitar work and you're picking up on root accents that lie in different places than that. So
that's you could say the same sentence for both of them, though.
Yeah, 100%. It's just that most guitarists will, if you've got a tech metal guitarist, there's a good chance that they've learnt to play songs like Smoke on the Water first, and then worked their way up through more kind of average metal songs like Avenged. So there's a very good chance that Misha Tate as a guitarist has learnt to play Avenged songs.
Either
before.
way, Sin could learn.
Oh yeah,
Sin could learn
100%. I just mean if you were literally given a 5-minute window and handed them a guitar, let them listen to the song a couple of times, and then said, right, try and
But of course,
recreate
yeah,
that.
that's like saying go play drums.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying that I think the guitarist from this band would have an easier time. They probably wouldn't nail it.
No, yeah, easy
They'd
time.
have an easier time playing Sin stuff than Sin would have.
That's fair, but that's because they have the history of what they've learned.
Yeah.
I think if you went to a brand new person and was like, here's a guitar, learn how to play that or learn how to play that, they'll learn how to play gently.
I disagree.
That's fair.
I have to disagree.
That's cool. Finishing off from my review, so
Yeah.
the guitar work I enjoy, but at those gently parts I find quite boring as they go on. No doubt I could listen to a song now and again. I get a playlist. I don't plan to put any of this band in any playlist ever. But
Fuck me.
That's
It's
not-
like a
that's-
regular Code Orange Beartooth ting.
no, don't say ting.
Why? It's so much fun. Just to watch your face wince every time I go ting.
Yeah, it's sickening.
You mean tings like a mustache?
I may need to upgrade my water from empty to full soon, as we've
That's-
still got a tournament. Anyway,
Fuck yeah, we do.
so yes,
Overall
the
rating.
guitar, brilliantness, I prefer. The drumming pretty good, but again, there are better styles out there to suit me. I think it's the best way I could put it. To not start another long debate. That's genuinely how I feel about the drums.
Fairs.
My overall rating is 5 out of 10. They got one more than Carnival. Now, I mentioned before, like if Carnival weren't a 4, they should have been a 3, and that's because I feel like there should be a bit more of a gap between Carnival and Periphery, because I do prefer them a fair bit, but I'm not willing to give them over 5.
Okay.
So I prefer those 2 number gap.
So I gave them a 7 out of 10, just because not every song on there is perfect, and the songs that I like, there are still imperfections. So embedded in most people's heads from school, yeah, 100%.
Who do you disagree with, Sophie?
School that playing in anything else just feels unnatural and is so hard at first. I mean, 3/4 timing is pretty average nowadays. That's pretty standard. An example of a 3/4 would be Hearts Burst Into Fire by Bullet. That's a 3/4 timing. With the dun 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 dun.
It still doesn't tell me who you disagree with, Sophie. I'm very confused. So I think both of us were kind of fighting that. We were both agreeing on that.
Yeah.
So that if you went to most people head from school, yeah. So if you gave it to a new person and that hadn't played guitar, they hear the majority of music is going to be exactly that, the normal 4/4.
Yeah.
So it's going to be. Well, yes, that's what they're used to. I'm a bit confused on your point.
3/4 is a waltz. Yes, all waltz is categorised into a 3/4 time signature, but that shouldn't really define what a 3/4 signature is. Oh, it's a 3/4 time signature. That means that Hearts Burst Into Fire is waltz. Let's go and waltz to some Bullet for My Valentine.
So yeah, while Sophie updates us on her opinion, yes, that's
It would be
we agreed
easier to
that.
play Sin,
We agreed easier to play Sin
as in play his stuff.
from a brand new person. Never picked up a guitar before. If that's the case, then you disagree with me, and that's fine to disagree with me. I disagree with
That's
you.
fine to disagree with me because you're wrong.
Yeah, so that is that's my opinion.
Interesting.
But I have stated throughout that I
Maybe
don't
fucking headbutt
have
your elbow, then.
enough education on it to know much difference. I'm going from what I hear, and I know that to me, I say normal, but the more popular guitar tones sounds a lot better than that, and that is boring to me.
Intriguing. There you have it.
There you go.
That is Periphery by Periphery.
We have the first matchup of the semi.
But you could waltz to it. What, Bullet for My fucking Valentine? Should we have a little dance after the podcast? A little bit of Bullet. I'll take you by the hips. You can have over the
I'm
shoulders.
slightly taller, aren't I?
Yeah, well, slightly.
There's more hip to grab for me as well.
Oh my god.
Okay, Sophie, that's fair enough.
I'm a person who's yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of in tuned more into if there was a curriculum for guitar learning, Sin stuff would be you would reach Sin stuff on the curriculum before you reach tech.
Oh, of course, because it's more popular.
No.
If you were doing music, you'd reach fucking Madonna stuff before you hit Cradle of Filth.
That's not really what it's got anything to do with. I mean, you don't go to university because you like the topics. You go to university because it's the next stage up of your education. So if we're talking about a curriculum-based thing, if synth stuff's here and tech's here, that means that tech is harder to play.
You say in a music class or in a guitar school?
Either.
Okay, it kind of works. I think it's like just a music class where you're learning about music, not how to play music.
I mean, yeah, there's a better chance that you're going to learn how to play some Avenged stuff than Periphery in the music class.
Yeah.
Because most people have not heard of Periphery.
Exactly, yeah, but any tech, it's not really there on the radar when you compare it to every single genre going.
No, yeah, it's not. It's really not.
Cool, right.
Nailed.
Decisive podcast, semi-finals, bro.
Stop refuting me.
Yes, fucking
And-
yes.
Yeah, we're doing the first matchup of 2 today. We'll do the next matchup next week because there's 4 topics per band now, and I'm scared because it's Avenged Sevenfold versus Slipknot.
Oh my god. Almighty tub of beautiful beauty.
It's so close to the end, man.
It's come round quick. It has come round quick. So,
Topic 1.
Avenged, Slipknot. Topic 2.
Give it a shake for me.
Topic 3.
Yeah, I'll take it. Fuck it.
And topic 4.
Cool.
So, sir.
Topic 1.
Slipknot versus Avenged. Oh no, it's Avenged versus Slipknot.
It is.
Right.
Topic 1. Discography.
Excellent. Topic 2. Current relevance.
That's going to be deep as fuck.
That is going to be deep as fuck.
Topic 3. Drummer.
Oh my days. Shit. Guitarist. Fuck. This could not have been more brutal. Fuck. Right.
Yeah.
So we're starting off
pull
with
those up correctly.
discography.
Underneath. Discography first. Yes, Rob. Starting off with Avenged Sevenfold.
Mate. So.
Son of
Obviously-
Seven Trumpets. Waking the Fallen.
Knew this
City of Evil. I'm ready. Avenged Sevenfold self-titled. Nightmare.
Hey.
Retracked Nightmare. Diamonds in the Rough, which is the bonus B-side track.
Oh, come
Nightmare.
on. Yeah.
So entire discography. And this is going studio albums only. Studio albums only.
Yes.
Take away Diamonds in the Rough. Nightmare. Hail to the King and the Stage. What a great discography.
I mean, it is pretty good.
So we're not going to go through detail of every single one. More on that. In March, apparently, like I originally advertised.
Yeah, nah. I mean, maybe March next year at this rate, but...
I have more time for it now. Awkward. Yes, well, just basically, their entire discography is amazing. I am biased on this one, but I think it's
100%.
it's hard to disagree. So, from someone that's not biased, and I'm trying not to be biased.
Not
biased
the biggest
for this
fan of Sound of the Seventh Trumpet.
No, fair enough.
There are 1 or 2 songs on there that I'm like, yeah, okay, that's a good song.
Yeah, that album is definitely their weakest in terms of production.
Oh yeah.
But
that's a given.
It's their debut album. Yeah, they were very young and had $2,000 to make it. So that's a little spoiler for this special. That's the case of that. However, I will point out another little spoiler because it's very relevant to this. The Rev did the drums to that entire album in one singular take. And that's fucking incredible.
That is pretty fucking incredible.
How is this water? Is it drinkable?
I would not.
Okay. I will go to it. No, I will not. No. Hail to the King. My least favourite album. Another spoiler for you.
I would say I prefer Hail to the King to Sound of the Seventh Trumpet slightly.
It is legit fab. They have been pumping out. There's been a good few years different gaps between them. They're not like Five Finger where it's like every 3 months.
3 months, every fucking 3 weeks. I'm literally waiting for their next album to drop like tomorrow. Yeah, it's a strong discography. It is a really strong discography overall. Hail to the King probably just about beats Sound of the Seventh Trumpet, but I'm not a fan of that really either.
Okay, fair.
I found Hail to the
Disgusting, but fair.
King. No, I found Hail to the King to be too. They were trying to be something they're not too much, in my opinion. I feel like their sound is
Different every album.
yes and no. I mean, all of their albums. If I had never heard of the band before, and you said, right, here's an introductory to Avenged Sevenfold, and played me City of Evil.
Yeah. Which is probably what I would play someone.
Exactly. And then you then slapped self-titled in front of me, and then slapped Nightmare in front of me, and then slapped The Stage in front of me. Despite having major differences, I would be able to be like, yeah, that's the same band. If you put Hail to the King in front of me, were it not for his vocals being quite unique, and his like voice and stuff being quite unique,
Yeah.
I would not
Spot on,
agree
totally.
that is the same band.
Yeah, but you can say that Awaken the Fallen as well.
And I probably would to a degree.
Yeah. So that was very different. That was before they made their move to more metal rather than metalcore.
Yeah.
But Awaken the Fallen led the charge of metalcore at that time.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's a very fair point.
City of Evil was one of the biggest metal records at the time.
City of Evil still has relevance and is pinnacle in its own right now.
Entirely, I would say. So is Self-Titled and Nightmare.
Self-titled, 100%. Nightmare, yeah, okay, I'll agree, but nowhere near to the same extent. At all. At all.
I accept your opinion on that, yeah.
The Stage.
Yeah, massive. Again, another massive change from. The thing is, a lot of the complaints that from fans wasn't the change from Nightmare to Hell to the King. It was the change from Hell to the King to the Stage.
Which I just don't
Complained was
understand.
so proggy and not like them. I fucking love the Stage. It's a masterpiece.
It is a masterpiece. I actually see that as a record, not an album as such. Like, a record is something, and this is a personal thing, this is just like a me thing. For me, an album can just be a CD. An album. It's just an album. If somebody says, I have a record to play you, most people will be like, oh, it's on vinyl. For me, a record is something that you listen to from start to finish and it comes together like a piece of art. And that is exactly what the Stage does for me, personally.
Always willing to experiment, that's correct.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And experiments don't always work. That's not me defending them, that's just a fact.
No, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It is true. They don't always work. For me, that's kind of what Hail to the King is, to an extent, is an experiment of them trying to tone down a little bit and maybe do something that was a bit more in line with, like, the metal bands that they looked up to. Essentially, that's basically me saying that they tried to sound a bit too much like Metallica for my liking.
No, fair. That's a lot of people's complaints about it.
Because the minute that I heard the Stage and I was like, yep, they're back, I was relieved. I was happy. I was like, yep, awesome. This is
Fair.
fine. This is fine. I don't understand how more people can argue with them going back to the same sort of roots as the Stage and Nightmare and stuff.
A lot of people, I think more people said, although a lot of people say this, a lot of people say the Stage is shit, which
I
bewilders
don't
me.
understand. I don't understand.
I'm still surprised when people say Hell to the King is shit, but I kind of am more lenient with their comments. But I think, so the majority of people, out of the two, there's more comments to say that Hell to the King is shit compared to the Stage.
I mean,
But
I
they
wouldn't
say
say
the
either of them is
Stage-
shit.
The Stage is more of a change of sound according to people.
I see that as a return to their sound more than anything. It's different still. It's very different. And that's one of the things that I fucking love about it. And to be honest with you, the artwork on the album says it all. It's fucking out in space. It's like out in the ether and shit.
It's the first ever concept album.
Yeah, and it's brilliant. I think they've done fucking brilliantly with it. I don't understand that. I don't understand how people can be like, oh no, this sounds too dissimilar to Hail to the King. That's because Hail to the King was not them, in my opinion. I mean, it has enough aspects that make it their own thing. And there are enough things about it that make it Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
Barely. I don't even think Sin's guitar work was massively up to scratch on that album. Not massively. There are some songs that are an exception, for sure. Yeah, I just don't know. Don't know how I feel about that at all.
I'm not going to, obviously, like we haven't done so far, we're not going to do it now, I'm not going to rate every album, but I would assume that if I had to rate all of Avenged Sevenfold's albums, they'd all at least hit 7 out of 10.
Yeah, maybe a couple for me would be a little bit less than that. I personally would only give Hail to the King maybe a 5 or a 6. Sound of the Seventh Trumpet, about the same. What?
That was just me giving an angry look to the camera. It's fine. It's a jerk. It's a jerk.
It's a jerk, mate.
I'll kill you later.
So that's their discography.
Yes, Slipknot.
Self-titled.
Self-titled, yes. If you
Monumental.
yeah, if you talk about impact, that
Monumental.
is a full-on flaming boot to your face.
Monumental.
Yeah.
Absolutely monumental. Nothing had been done like that at that
No.
point in time. And that is perhaps fair to say of Avenged as well. Nobody had quite sort of hit their mark by the time that they were around. But in terms of, like you said, impact and how much it stands out, nothing Avenged have done will have as much of an impact across the many as that album did.
In terms of impact, I'd agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in terms of like how the impact, obviously, is kind of like rooted in impact, but therefore has a bit more of an influence.
It's such a cliche thing to say, but that album was world changing. Like that changed everything.
Yeah, I personally agree 100%. I think that was
Not for Life by Shaban.
I think that was, yeah, it was like genre defining almost to a degree. Kind of like a lot of people would say like, oh, they're a new metal band. I think they're a touch beyond that, to be honest with you. Like, we categorised them as new metal in the beginning, like the other week when we did our thing about it, but
I personally did not categorise them.
No, you personally did not, but we got over this, and we're not going to
I'm never over it!
We're not going to go back there.
No, check out podcast like 7 or something. Yeah, so followed that, it's Iowa, yeah.
Mate.
Still very much up there with impact. They continued their rise.
Yeah, 100%. And there were a lot of songs on that album that have stood out, and there were even a couple of songs on that album. I think it's on this album anyway. My Plague, is that on Iowa?
I thought that was on self-titled. I might be wrong.
No, it's definitely not on self-titled.
Then it is on Iowa.
Yeah. Their first song to make a movie soundtrack.
Yeah, Shaman.
Now,
yes,
I know
Resident
Avenged,
Evil.
Yep, I know Avenged have obviously done a lot of work with Activision for Call of Duty.
Yes, they were also going to be, another spoiler for the special, they were going to be within the film of Transformers 2, I think.
So what happened there?
They cut it and said they were put in the credits instead.
Oh, and did they?
I believe so. If not, it's on the soundtrack, the CD that came out for it.
Interesting.
But it never actually made the film. Bad move, Transformers. Look
Yeah,
where you are now.
Yeah.
Look where you are now.
To be honest, both bands are fucking fantastic. Even though I wind you up about A7X, it's on Iowa. Yeah. So, first song of theirs to make a film.
Yes.
And that's all right. Perhaps me and you as individuals don't really give a shit about that.
No,
but
music video's cool though.
it is. It's really fucking cool. Especially the bit with the fucking lasers and stuff when the music calms down and then it goes into the little drum rolly bit with him like breathing down the microphone and stuff. The video then with all the lasers coming towards her in the film and shit. They did a good job. So yeah, there's a few pinnacle songs on that album, and like you said, impact is still there. Volume 3,
Fantastic.
fucking epic album.
Yeah. My favourite of Slipknot's personally.
Yeah, it's a. I can't pick a second, to be honest. All Hope Is Gone for me just about outshone. For no good reason either. I actually prefer like the heavier aspects to the older albums, but something about All Hope Is Gone, I think.
Drumming, bro.
Yeah, a lot of it is. I think Joey really fucking found his sound during that album, and it worked. It worked so well. Songs like, we'll get onto that. Volume 3 though, fucking Duality, massive.
Vermilion.
Before I Forget.
Yeah.
Before I Forget is now kind of a staple for metal worldwide.
Anthem.
It is an anthem. Alright, granted, most people that aren't into the genre only really know about it because they've been subjected to Guitar Hero at some point in their life.
Yeah.
But, I mean, even that is standout enough. So many people know who that band is now, especially that song, just from playing a game. That's fucked up. And I guarantee that there are at least a handful of people...
Oh, cheers, pal.
There are at least a handful of people that probably only listen to that band because they've picked out a few big pinnacle songs.
All Hope Is Gone.
Less of an impact overall, I think, because a lot of people disagreed.
A lot of people let down.
Yeah. So much less of an impact.
When I look at it, there's only really a couple of good tracks. 3, sorry.
Dead Memories, Psychosocial, Sulfur.
Yeah, the singles. Oh, is Snuff on that album?
Yes, it is.
I'll give that some credit as well. Hated it when it first came out, but I've grown to love it.
Oh no, mate, I fucking love that song.
And the special edition with Till We Die. Emotion on a plate.
I really like the album. There's certainly not a song on the album that I hate. There are a few that I'm just like, eh. But on the whole, I really like the album. go back a few weeks and check out the review. Which then brings us on to
Point 5, the grey chapter. A dire, steaming pile of cow dung.
I mean, that's putting it mild. I literally would not... That's basically cow dung that's been thrown up on by people that have eaten shit. Yeah.
Sophie, you have to tune in again, because there's a lot we can't just cover over quickly.
It's the whole discussion. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah. I mean, pretty much any Slipknot fan, or even people that aren't necessarily the biggest Slipknot fans, i.e. myself, I like Slipknot, but I'm not like a mad fan.
Yeah, I'm probably a bigger fan than you of Slipknot.
Yeah, I would say so.
But it sounds dire.
Yeah,
There's people out there that love it, and I'm pretty sure they're just the kind of people that go,
Oh, it's Slipknot.
I love everything they do, and they're unwilling to
They're
criticise.
the diehard fans that... I'm not going to make that joke. I'm really...
I knew it was coming as well. Something triggered in my head, I was like, he's going to say something. But even I can
Oh,
criticise
what about
Avenged
you?
at the
No,
right
no, no,
time.
no. That's totally not what I was getting.
Oh,
at.
okay. Then,
Topic related. Let's not go there.
Right.
Diehard fans.
Right.
Topic.
Yes.
Grimness.
Yes.
They're the type of fans that would let bad things happen.
Right. Yeah, fully in my mind now.
Yeah. Are you
Fully
there?
back out,
Are you
please.
there? Right. Yep.
Cool.
Okay. Right. See you next week.
So we are... If we were talking best album, it may be a different result.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking discography as a whole. And I'm going to fight for what's right and not fight for what my opinion or what I want to win. That's where if I still got a message after the last one, just quickly, sorry, right, Dan Cooling, if you ever watch this podcast properly, right, he messaged me.
Who is this guy?
This guy is just a mate, and he commented, last podcast we had Avenged Sevenfold versus Black Sabbath.
Technically the one before last, because we didn't have a tournament.
Sorry, yes, last Avenged Sevenfold match was Avenged versus Black Sabbath. Avenged went through, as you know, because we're here, and I believe that was on fan...
That was a fan vote.
Fan vote. So not only was it fan vote, but I voted Black Sabbath on 2 out of 3 things, right? I don't want Black Sabbath to go through, I want Avenged to go through. I'm the fucking obsessee, right? So if you're going to fucking criticise our choices... Yeah,
Yours.
My choices.
Your choices.
Right, and literally comment on our page, right, and say that I'm fixing this for Avenged to win. Check that episode out, and you'll see that I will not vote for a band because I want them to go through. Okay?
More to the point, there's no actual way for us to fix this, because I could fix everything to say that my favourite band, who out of all of this list have already way gone, I could have fixed it so that I had nothing but good things to say about every single one of the topics. But if you disagreed with them, there's a fucking fault in my stars right away. Like,
There you go. To be fair,
Avenged Sevenfold would win discography hands down.
yeah, my vote is for Avenged Sevenfold, and that is because in terms of entire discography, they've not let me down, or not let fans down to the extent of 0.5. 0.5 brings the discography rating of Slipknot very much down.
However, you do, before you lock that answer in, you do need, I feel anyway personally, like you need to think about the other side of that coin a bit more. No Avenged album has made as much of an impact as Self-Titled by Slipknot or Iowa by Slipknot.
That's why I said if it was best album going through, it might be a bigger conversation for me. But I'm looking at the whole picture here, and continue Avenged Sevenfold, both Avenged Sevenfolds. Slipknot had a bigger impact with their opening albums.
Yep.
But they both continued to rise, and then Avenged kept on rising, and Slipknot have stayed down.
That's your opinion, though. There are probably fans out there that could say quite easily that Avenged stopped rising when they released Hail to the King.
It's very possible. But we're basing it on opinion as well as fact, and I have taken Hail to the King into this. Mm-hmm. I've taken off a bad start from Avenged, Sound of the Trumpet. Mm-hmm. I've taken the thoughts by the fans of the stage. Mm-hmm. I've taken Nightmare into this as well. How, although it wasn't, definitely did not stop their rise. And we're not talking about rise too much relevance, but try to do Beyonce. Let's calm yourself down. Also, explain yourself. What? Yeah. I feel like the rising didn't happen. Do not check those votes.
I'm not yet. I'm just getting ready to, because I'm sorry, I think I have to disagree.
But there's 4 topics to go for before votes.
That is very fucking true. I'm getting way ahead of myself here. That one wasn't very good.
Hail to the King, do you mean? I say it's my least favourite. It's my least favourite. I've grown to really enjoy it, and there are some songs where I don't enjoy it as much, but there are some fucking killer songs on there, like Acid Rain, Coming Home. Is boring you, sir?
A little bit. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. Fucking hell.
And even Hail to the King, the track's really grown me a lot. So I'm sticking with Avenged because, as a whole,
Okay.
0.5. If 0.5 wasn't there, it would be a bigger, harder topic for me. I may still go the same way. I may go absolute opposite way. But 0.5 is part of their discography. It's their most recent album. Not that it only makes too much of a difference. What was more recent, but that is a stain on their career.
Massively.
I don't think, in my opinion, Avenged have had as big of a stain. I'm not saying they haven't had a stain, but I know they're more mainstream than Slipknot, but you've got Hail to the King that went to #1 in 5 separate countries across the world. Right? Yes, it wasn't as great. Yes, it was a change in sound. Yes, a lot of it seemed too similar to...
It was more applicable to radio play, though.
Yeah, agreed. It's more... I also fight the point that with Hail to the King, get anyone to try and make... Their intention was to make a classic metal album.
Yeah.
Give anyone that intention and get them to not sound like Slayer, Megadeth, Iron Maiden and Metallica. I feel like that may be impossible, because that we have... Classic metal has its sound.
Now, that's not to say that they didn't pull that off, because I think they did. If they set out to make an album that sounds like Metallica, congratulations, you did it. Who the fuck does that? Who does that? Who wants to set out and make an album sound exactly like another band's album? Nobody wants to do that. And if you do want to do that, then sort your life out, because...
Is that what you feel like they've done?
To an extent, yeah. I feel like that was definitely part of their intention, was to sound more like bands that they look up to, kind of thing. And I'm not one of these people, but I've had conversations with people where we've been in agreement that it's a weak album, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And that it definitely is like them trying to sound like something that they're not. When they just or when they're just natural and do their own thing, they're an epic band. They sound amazing. Why would you want to change that sound?
I don't think they were trying to sound like another band.
Not like another band specifically.
I feel like they said, we want to have a classic metal band that pays homage to our heroes, for example, but also keeps us how we want to make music. They've always said, we want to make music how we want to make music.
And I respect that. And if this is exactly what they wanted to do, then fair enough. For me personally, I feel like it's... Why fix what's not broken at the end of the day? There was nothing wrong with their sound. I feel like the only thing that stops them from being a classic band now is the fact that it's now. Give it 10 years when there are other bands before them, they're going to be a classic band. We've covered this.
Yeah, but their classic band won't sound like now's classic bands.
No, you're right, it won't. Why should it? That's my point. Why should it sound like Metallica?
Yeah, that's...
You don't just reach a point where you're like, oh, we've been a band for 20 years now, it's time to go down to the most basic and simplistic, shitty drums known to man.
I would agree with your point more if they continue down that route with the second album in that style.
Yeah.
One album,
and to be fair, I mean, alright, let me ask you this then. If, I mean, it was to an extent, but if this album was met with absolute critical, like, yesness across the board from everywhere, do you think the stage would have been released as the stage the way that we know it?
Yeah.
You do?
I really do.
You firmly believe that?
Honestly.
Okay.
The reason the stage has come about was because we're going too far into this special topic now, but it came about briefly because M. Shadows got given some space stuff. He started reading into it, got pretty obsessed with the topic, and was like, I would love to make an album about this. They would not have made a space-sounding album with that classic sound.
Cool. Okay, fair enough.
No, Shaman, one album. Let's quickly see all the comments that have gone by. If you've had a massive chat, I'm going to be very upset. I don't see how 1 out of 5 albums brings it all down. It doesn't bring it all down. I'm not disregarding what they've done before, but 2 out of 7 albums and Avenged Sevenfold are bringing them down too. But I feel like what the two albums, Sound of the Seventh Trumpet and Hail to the King, bring down from Avenged is not the same as what that one album brings down for Slipknot. It doesn't bring it all down, but I say it's a good substantial chunk. Figure out after Lost the Rev.
Yeah,
and he was a big
more
musical influence, and the fact that he came out of it just speaks. The fact that they came out of it just speaks more for them. Yeah, the Rev had a lot of writing influence before. Now I'm saying if the Rev didn't die, it may have been different. But I feel like that was kind of where they were going anyway. But it's good for years after he died, so no, ignore that ignore that statement. Sorry. Again, it would have been the same if the Rev was there with them, but I can still see them going down that route. They've said it themselves. Classic bands. Oh shit! In 10 years, will be bands like. Oh fuck! It's all going chaotic. Bands like
Fuck.
A7X, Slipknot, Korn, correct? Although maybe not Korn, I'm not sure. They're massive now, but if they still last, that'd be great. Because I fucking love Korn. Slipknot and A7X are so similar in their story as a band, a tiny bit. So similar, a tiny bit. I'm not sure which one you're going for there, Shaman, but that's fair. I'm sorry, sticking with Avenged. I'm not sorry, I'm just sticking with Avenged.
Okay.
For discography.
I really, to be honest, I wasn't asking to try and get you to potentially change your answer. I'm trying to get you to sell me on one because I really can't make up my mind. I agree with you in the sense that yes, it is a bigger stain on Slipknot's career. However, they are also the type of band that have pulled off so many monumental things to do with albums in the past that I don't think it's impossible for them to recover from this at all.
Oh no, I think if they bring out one more Beast album, they could be back up there with one of the best discographies in our genre, or at least of the bigger bands.
We'll be alright.
Are you sure? I've still got 4 more topics. I'm going to plug it in anyway.
Alrighto. You sure?
Pig Rev? What the fuck do you mean Pig Rev?
Pig from Slipknot, Rev.
Who the fuck's Pig from Slipknot? Oh, because he got a pig mask. Paul Gray, right? Okay, I've never seen that written down.
I don't think anybody has called him anything but Paul Gray, especially since he died.
Just Shaman, isn't it? Shaman is because he's got a crazy name.
That's a Shaman.
That was awful. I'm sticking with Slipknot. I feel like, yeah, as discography, on that topic alone, they're just stronger. I mean, I'm also
sticking
keeping.
with Avenged, you mean?
Did I say sticking with Slipknot?
I'm pretty sure you did.
My bad. Sticking with Avenged, but also it's not just on 0.5. All Hope Is Gone is not up there either, but it's better than 0.5.
Oh yeah. Oh man, this is fucking tough.
I've literally never seen that. But fair enough, Shaman. Take your word for it, I guess.
Fucking.
Who is he?
Just a crazy fan. I'm actually going to have to go... Oh, fuck! I'm going to have to go with Slipknot.
It's interesting.
And my reason for that is nothing to do with what I prefer to listen to. If you said, right, you have to listen to all of Slipknot's discography or all of Avenged's discography, I would probably choose Avenged. However, I cannot ignore how monumental the impact from the positive Slipknot albums, for lack of a better way of categorising them, the ones that aren't shit.
Now, before you lock that in, good sir.
Yeah. I agree entirely.
We're looking at... So that's fine. You can make that choice if you wish. The impact from the first album is undeniable. Mm-hmm. The impact from the second album was less because they're already around, and that's going to be the same with any single band in the world. Obviously, the impact's always going to be bigger on the first album if the first album is impactful, that is.
Yeah.
So, are you actually taking it... So from the good albums, we're talking 1 through 3.
For what? Slipknot?
For impact. So do you think All Hope Is Gone was impactful?
Gone, yeah, to the right crowd. Maybe not to like all of the diehard Slipknot fans, but to the right crowd. I don't think... I mean, let's not use Avenged as like a good sort of staple to compare it by. But how many other bands do you know that can command a crowd the same way that they can? And I know this is slightly different because that's obviously live show kind of thing, but... If their album was shit, I mean, if they played nothing but the Grey Chapter and everyone hated the Grey Chapter, he wouldn't have that command over the crowd. It is something to do with the songs and the actual music itself. I just feel like when we're talking about All Hope Is Gone in particular, I think, well, what about Psychosocial? What about Sulphur? What about Dead Memories? These are the type of songs that at a festival, people will literally bellow the fucking walls to the next town down.
But then you can do that with Nightmare, Buried Alive, Afterlife, Almost Easy, Beast in the Heart, Backcountry.
I don't think as many people will sing as loudly. That's the thing. I just don't see it myself. I don't. I have to. Well, I just have to. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it.
It's fine.
Yeah, you're damn fucking right. It is.
The quality of album is higher on one side, but that's fine as an overall spectrum, not Iowa versus.
As an
Subtitle, for
overall
example.
spectrum, I personally believe that mostly on impact alone, because everything else is kind of a stalemate. I feel like, yes, you're right. Avenged haven't had like an album that has made as much of a dent in their career as the Grey Chapter did for Slipknot. However, I also don't think that Avenged have had an album that's had as globally a bigger an impact as the self-titled, for example, by Slipknot.
It's locked in, fair enough, but I still say that's down to. I mean, it's your choice, and I'm not going to fight it.
Then
but
let's stop and move on to the next topic.
there's still more to album, but I don't know.
Let's
for me,
stop
sort of
and move on to the next topic.
Do not
sir,
stop
because
me
it's
in my tracks.
fucking 10 to 11.
Amazing. Right, guys, we've hit over 2 hours already then, fuck. For Shaman's answer, the next 3 topics are current relevance, drummer and guitarist. And if we don't get a result by the end of that, then it's fan vote, which we'll be checking regardless of
So it's
the result.
1-1 so far.
It's 0-all.
Oh yeah, because they cancel out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so current relevance with Ben Sevenfold. So, I mean,
Still massive.
overall with the both bands, they're very high for both bands. Let's put that
Yeah.
out there now. But more specific to Avenged, yeah, their relevance is huge. They are obviously headlining tours. They're headlining arenas. They are doing huge things across the world. They are pulling Beyonce's by doing surprise releases of the stage, and yeah, I mean, I don't think we need to go over this topic too much on either band. But for relevance, yeah, Avenged Sevenfold's relevance is fucking huge. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would. Slipknot.
Their relevance is also huge. Their albums have let them down, but I can't help but feel that their relevance is still higher, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree
Yeah.
on that one, just purely because of the impact of the good stuff that they've done has made like a mad impact on
More people are aware of them,
Yeah.
and they have a bigger history, I would say. Not within the band, like, because we've gone about the both deaths and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah,
like, as a
but-
history as a band, rather than history in the band.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I agree.
So my vote's Slipknot.
I am gonna have to agree.
Slipknot won. Avenged Sevenfold nil.
So,
However,
right, they're about to get it back.
drummer.
Slipknot. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. For Avenged. So, how are we going to do this?
So as per usual, we have covered
All drummers.
So the main drummer for both bands is the Rev versus Joey, but we will incorporate others.
Yeah.
I mean, we're covering the history of, but the more time someone's in a band, you're always going to cover them more. So the Rev, best drummer of all time, in my opinion.
One of, in mine.
Yeah, fucking fantastic. I would add that Joey is my probably favourite drummer that's currently alive.
Yes.
But
So this is probably exceedingly difficult for you.
no, this is fucking easy for me.
Right, well,
because
yeah,
the
I
Rev
suppose.
was that much higher.
Yeah, okay, I guess so.
I've got a history with the Rev. Like, it's not current drummer. We just explain that, Shaman. Pay attention. Love you. Now, yeah, he's just absolutely incredible. You add to what else he's done. He's added vocals. He did a lot of songwriting as well, and you have to take that into consideration.
Yeah, 100%.
His drumming style was genius.
Monumental.
The double ride thingy where he's like, oh, I can't even do it because I'm too fucking good. Absolutely.
It's just perfect.
You don't think Rev hit his final form? Yeah, maybe even improve further than that.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, he was Super Saiyan for most of his life, but,
Fair enough, sorry.
you know, yeah, absolutely Super Saiyan for most of his career, but there is still... I firmly believe that was a man that hadn't finished learning at that point
It's
in
very
time.
possible, yeah. He had a
I can
massive shame.
only imagine how fucking amazingly sick that man would be behind the kit still to this day. I mean, he was incredible
That on
anyway.
the stage as well. There's points where I can imagine his vocals on the stage, which would just sound amazing. So when every show's going, won't you wake up? When someone told me about that in Rev's vocals, I was like, I'll never hear it differently.
Yeah, mate.
Not a great
Like
impression.
you can hear the sort of critical acclaim kind of vocal style of his in that part. Like the vocal style that he did for Critical Acclaim, you can imagine him doing the "Won't you wake up?" in that style.
Yeah,
And
exactly that.
That's chilling, man. That's
weird.
weird. That's from beyond the fucking grave.
Yeah.
That's weird,
It's
man.
when I told me, I thought it was you. Then I thought it may have been Titch.
Do you know what? I vaguely remember us having this conversation already, so
It
it
might
could
have been
very
me
well
telling
have.
you afterwards. I think.
It could have been.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't know, but either way, that's fucking haunting.
Yeah.
All I have to say is 3 words.
Rest in peace. Those are my 3 words.
Rest in peace.
Now then, we'll go on to Mike Portnoy, who covered in.
Yeah.
He was never an official drummer. He was only a touring and did the album Nightmare. Mike Portnoy's fucking incredible. There's
He is,
not really
yeah,
much
he's a
more to say
fucking-
about that.
Yeah, he's a mad drummer. Dream Theater.
Blinded, yes, blinded in fucking chains. Fire, flames everywhere. Everyone's dying, cancer.
Come in my pants.
Um,
Literally.
one of the Red Favourite drummers was Mike.
Yep.
So yeah, he did great work, but also pretty much a lot of the drum parts were written already for Nightmare.
Yeah, 100%. So
there were the
he
rest
just
parts.
came in and made them just as equally, well, almost as equally amazing as Jimmy would have.
Yeah.
But Mike is Mike, and Mike is Dream Theater, and Dream Theater is not Avenged. And I do feel like he tried to incorporate a little, just a tiny bit too much Dream Theater kind of style into what they were doing. It works. It's fine. There's no problem with it. It's just I would be able to tell as a drummer, I think, anyway, if I had never heard of the bands before, never heard of any of the members involved. If you played me the self-titled album and then played me Nightmare, I'd be able to tell you that they're different drummers.
Interesting.
And in that sense, there's, like I said, there's nothing wrong with it, but for me it's just kind of like, but it's not the Rev.
Yeah, that's really a hard bit of hill.
Always a bit of pill to swallow. So yeah, we'll go on to that.
Aaron, yeah, he's actually a really good drummer. If you go listen to Not Ready to Die...
I do feel quite bad because I know he wasn't really allowed to...
Yeah, the band kind of said, well, okay, welcome to the band. His influence, we'll go into a lot more detail on the special, but his influences for him becoming a drummer was Avenged, were Bullet, was stuff like that. Avenged Sevenfold's influences were obviously not those bands because they were around before those bands existed. And their influences were Slayer, Megadeth, Guns N' Roses. It was hard for Aaron. He was told to play in a certain way. The first day he went in there and he fucking thrashed it, and they were like, "This is not what we're after," and that's difficult. One of the main reasons when they got Brooks in was they were like, "We're basing the album a bit more around Brooks. Brooks is doing his drums, and we're going to work with that, and that's fine." Whereas with Aaron, we kind of did that.
I feel kind of bad for him.
I do.
I feel kind of bad for him.
The
Fair enough, the band
circumstances-
knew what they wanted and they knew what kind of sound they wanted to go for. That's fair enough, but...
I feel bad for him in many ways. Like,
yeah.
the circumstances of his firing, I'm not a fan of, but we'll go to that. I'll save for the special.
Yeah, 100%. Because I've heard controversial things around that topic as well.
You don't have to love every single thing your band does, and this is one thing I'm not a fan of. So yeah, but I'd still say the drumming suited the album on Hail to the King,
Right.
but it is the most basic drumming of their career.
Yeah, 100%. And again, I do feel really bad for Aaron because I know that that's not his... I was naive to it at first, or I was like, what's the word? Like, ignorant to it at first, sorry. Because I heard the drumming and I just thought, wow, they could not have got a shitter drummer to carry on their musical career with. Nice one, guys. You're going to sound like crap from now on. And I just figured that was down to his drumming. I figured that was because he just wasn't a very, like, Philly sort of drummer, if that makes sense. So I do feel really bad because I was one of those people at one point, and then I did some research and actually watched him play some like other bits and bobs and solos and stuff like that, and just him beating the shit out of a kit. And he is really good. He's actually quite technical. He can be. I've seen him do
Like I say,
really
listen
quite technical
to
stuff.
Not Ready to Die and Carry On. They're both tracks that Aaron did, aside from Hail to the King, and they're a totally different drummer.
Yeah, I bet. To the point where I will take you up on that and I will listen to those.
Brooks Wackerman,
Fucking incredible drummer.
so good.
Absolutely incredible drummer. And you're going to want to punch me in the face.
I was already ready for this.
There are not many, but there are
just not right.
some. There are a couple of aspects that he is a better drummer than Jimmy. He is.
It's okay. Not everyone's right all the time.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm glad that you can recognise that you're not always right at the time.
Oh, shit. What's in a bucket? What's in a bucket but a bucket of shit, motherfucker? There's grapes in your mouth. Grapes in your mouth make you happy down south. Make you get a big bowl of what you gonna do.
I mean, that's got nothing to do with drumming.
It has to do with the revs, that's fine.
Okay. There are aspects of Brooks' drumming that I don't think the Rev would have been able to pull off the same way.
The same way, yeah, it's fine. I think that's we're going to extend to 4 hours if we carry on.
Yeah,
but,
so let's not. But overall, yes, I still prefer Jimmy. Still much prefer the Rev as a drummer. But
I'd say he's a better drummer, yeah.
Brooks is incredible.
Oh, he is fucking fantastic, yeah. An asset to the band.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm glad that they recognise that with this one, because I really don't feel like they did with Aaron, obviously. But they recognise that with Brooks. And to be fair, I'm kind of glad. Like, as much as I feel bad for Aaron, I'm really glad, because they wouldn't have Brooks in the band if they had not fired Aaron. So, and to be honest, I can't imagine them without Brooks now. It's really sad, and every time that I listen to, like, Goddamn, and I instantly I'm like, yeah, the Rev would have done that. Do you know what I mean? And the Rev probably would have done that, and it would have been really good. But Brooks is still smashing it.
Yep.
And Brooks better stay their fucking drummer.
Moving on to Joey Jordison. What a fantastic drummer as well.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah.
A lot more technical. He has a lot more ability to be technical than the Rev did. It has to be said. He has the ability to be a lot more technical than... In fact, actually, in terms of technicality... and to be fair, Slipknot don't actually showcase this for Joey that much. You have to watch Joey playing on his own to really appreciate it. And being a drummer, you probably will appreciate him playing on his own more than like somebody who doesn't understand drums really and just thinks, oh yeah, the drums sound cool. Do you know what I mean? Like, they'd be able to watch him play for like 5 minutes on his own with no music and think, okay, he's drumming, great. Me and you would probably watch it and be like, dude, that's fucking sick. Like, how is he staying in time while he's doing that? How is he doing this, that and the other? And we would question more things about the drumming than a non-drummer would. That's a given, essentially.
I'm not going too far into it. Just a question for you. Have you seen the Revs drumming outside of songs?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to have to discuss this with you after.
Okay.
And get to your definition of technicality.
Okay, fair enough. You obviously haven't watched enough of Joey outside of that.
I haven't.
No, exactly. I appreciate what you're saying, because...
Have I said you were wrong?
Oh, no.
I just need
No.
definition.
I just mean, like, I appreciate what you're saying in the sense that I probably don't know, like, the fullest extent of what the Rev was capable of. However, I know from you saying that to me says straight away that you have not watched Joey, like, performing the most technical way either. Because I think you might still be able to say that, like, oh, you should watch the Rev do some more technical things. But if you had seen Joey doing, like, ridiculous solos and technical kind of stuff like that, yeah, perhaps it's...
Interesting.
Very.
Another day.
Another day, another dollar.
We don't make any money.
I mean, I do.
We could crowdfund, join us on our Patreon and buy our merch.
And buy our merch from the D-Cider podcast.
Buy our t-shirts only in bra size.
In what?
Bra size.
Bra size?
I don't know. Just the top down to there.
Just double D-Siders.
One thigh for the side. Anywho, yeah, anything else you want to say about Joey?
He's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's fucking great. Really great skill.
I think the fact that we've gone into this much depth with Avenged again and then not for Slipknot is kind of why perhaps some people might be thinking that you're fixing this. Because we'll spend like 10 minutes talking about Avenged and then like Slipknot, what do you think? Yeah, it's good. Yeah, alright. Who'd you pick?
Two-man conversation. Please continue with your...
No, to be fair, there's not much to be said about Joey's drumming. Everyone knows it's incredible.
Sorry, it's just like you completely went against everything you just said, you little cunt.
I mean, I didn't say any of that, did I? Did I say that you were fixing things for Avenged? No, I think Dan Wass's tits is.
May see why,
yeah,
Mr. Clements.
Yes, because, I mean, is that not a perfectly fine analysis to make? Look, we've just spoken about Avenged for 10 minutes, and now we're going to speak about Slipknot for all of about 30 seconds, and then spend more time talking about it than we did about talking about it.
Funnily enough, there are 4 members to Avenged. And we spoke about Aaron the most. And he's one band man.
One band man? One man band?
One album man, sorry.
Interesting. Yes, we did.
There's a lot of backstory. The thing is with Joey, there's not so much backstory to him.
No.
We can talk about his technicality and his prowess as... Is prowess the right word?
Yeah.
Good. His prowess as a drummer, his backstory. I don't know too much Murder Dolls. I don't know too much... I know we're talking about Slipknot. I don't know too much about Vimic. I'm not even sure if he was the drummer for Vimic. So I would love to talk more about Joey, but really, I can't. I feel like we can probably get more out of Jay. I mean, Jay Weinberg, I mean, do you... Like, I'm happy to chat about Joey for the next 20 minutes, but do you have anything else you want to say? Because I can't think of anything. And it makes total technological sense. I think you're right anyway. Excellent. I didn't say they were shit, I just don't know them that well.
Fixed.
Fucking prick.
Buy my merch. Sick one. Murder Dolls are great. Stop that. you stop that right now. No, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. Sorry, dude.
Oh, you said that, right? Got you.
Yeah. I said the shit. Perhaps that is a step too far. By a toenail, maybe. Literally, yeah, a millimetre.
So, Jay.
I mean, I don't know anything about him.
Not as a person, but his drumming is great. He can replicate Joey's parts.
Yeah.
Very, very well. I've seen him live with Jay once or twice. I'm going to say twice.
They've picked a good replacement. I will say that. They have
Maybe
picked
it's
a good
3 times.
replacement.
Yeah, he's great. The drumming on the new album isn't bad at all. Devil and I drumming is great. There's nothing like too stand out like Joey's parts. He's not as good as Joey for creating them new, but he can replicate. He can play as well.
Yeah, 100%. And I will be interested to see the first time that I see them live with the new drummer, because I have not. It'll be interesting to see what he makes of some of Joey's songs.
Yes, Bono and was it DLT? What about January 2013? Was that still Joey?
That was still Joey.
Still Joey. Okay.
That was after Grey, but before Joey.
Yeah. Cool.
Shut the fuck up.
Votes. Where's your vote at? Where's your vote at? Where's your vote at? Oh, crikey.
God.
Do you want a little moment to think while I explain my decision? My decision, quite obviously, is the Rev. Well, the drummers of Avenged Sevenfold. With 2 fantastic drummers, or 3 if you count Mike, but again, he was fill-in and a lot of it was the Rev's part, so I'm not going to put into my decision too much. It's a very small fragment of my choice. The Rev is just, I can't choose anyone against him, not because I don't want to, or not because I feel bad, because I don't think there is anyone better in the world that is known. Maybe there's some unknown people that are better, it's very possible. But he's my favourite drummer. And his skill was insane. You've got to take in his vocals, you've got to take in his songwriting as well. And Brooks, also fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I fucking adore Joey to bits. But the Rev.
Okay.
Thank you, Shaman, I agree.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be.
1-1. The decider is guitarist.
Okay, well, let's spend about 20 seconds talking about this.
Okay. So it's Sister Gates and Zacky Vengeance versus Jim Root and
Mick
number
Thompson.
7, Mick Thompson. Thank you, sir.
So it's worth pointing out.
RPA. Well, interesting you say that. Joey's he's been doing better. I think he's in a new band, Vimic, and something else. But there was a recent interview, if you saw on news last week, that he's probably willing to join Slipknot again if it ever came to fruition, but he's not bothered at the moment.
I just don't think it will.
I don't know, maybe if there's enough gap, I think it'd be too late where he's not created with them and he might resent playing the fucking Grey chapter, not surprising.
Yeah.
So, Sister Gates and Zacky Vengeance, what a duo.
Yeah. And this is worth knowing as well, because these are 2 bands that have both got 2 guitarists. And it is worth, I think it's worth us assessing
The wristband? Oh, the fucking wrist. Why? I forgot about that, man.
I think it's worth putting this through the medium of how they do play with each other as well, like how they bounce off of each other. The
Yes.
two members of both bands. So
Yeah, we wouldn't make. Yes, that's a fair point with duo guitarists. And if it was like with last week, Black Sabbath versus Avenged, if they had a
it
guitarist,
was just like Tony.
yeah,
Fucking
Iommi.
Iommi, there you
Oh,
go.
you wouldn't really go. Oh, yeah, but they play really well together. He doesn't play really well with anyone because it would make no sense to the topic. But this is relevant. They are a literal walking bromance.
Yeah.
They have a lot of love for each other. They play extremely well on stage, and I don't just mean with the posture of them standing like side to side because Zach is left-handed, Sin's right. They just work really well together. They bounce off each other very well. Sin wasn't in the band when they first started. Zachy was the lead guitarist, in fact. And
Isn't he the only guitarist in Sound of the Seventh Trumpet?
apart from the opening track, which they re-recorded.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, he was the solo and lead guitarist. Well, obviously lead because there's not going to have a secondary guitarist if it wasn't a lead. Yeah, but their guitar work, Sin will go down in history as one of the best.
100%.
Zachy, he's my favourite. He's not as big as Sin because Sin is a better technical guitarist. But Zachy definitely has his fucking his power behind him and his fucking riff behind him too.
Oh, fuck yeah. And he's...
Beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, not much more can be said about them. So,
No.
Jim Root and Mick Thompson.
So talking about them together, first of all before we go into them solo like we just did for Avenged.
Yeah.
Mick Thompson is great.
He's fucking awesome.
Yeah, very good
One
guitarist.
of the best rhythm guitarists in the world. Is he rhythm? Yeah, he's rhythm. He's rhythm? Mick's rhythm. Jim's lead. Yeah.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I also really fucking love Jim Root.
Yeah, Jim Root's a fucking absolute beast of a guitarist. The whole fucking bullshit surrounding Stone Sour Slipknot oustings.
Yeah.
That's stupid. I think that was a very poor choice on probably Corey's behalf more than anyone.
I agree on rolling the cigarette. I'm going to need this. Yeah.
However, that in itself is something that we need to talk about.
What, the Jim Root Stone Sour stuff?
Yeah, because he's in both bands. Was in both bands, but he's therefore done a lot of work in both bands, and it's worth seeing as we're talking about him as a guitarist.
There's a guitarist for Slipknot. I wouldn't talk about Ozzy's vocals for Heaven and Hell if he came from vocalist or his solo stuff. We'd talk about the guitarist.
I'm almost certain that we have done this already, though.
Are you
I'm
sure?
Almost certain that we have made our judgments on things to do with different projects other than the one that we're talking about.
Because Stone Sour was another band in this thing. I think remember mentioning before with Slipknot, we wouldn't mention that because he was in Stone Sour and they were, irrelevant of...
I mean, alright, if nothing else then, so we don't have to go into too much detail about...
That's not me choosing that because I want a particular result, that's just how I thought.
Yeah,
it was.
okay, yeah.
Just to clarify.
You're firmly disagreeing with that, aren't you?
No, actually, I'm surprised by it, but he's more of a Slipknot guy. Because there's no doubt about Jim, he's great. I could name multiple, but I'm not saying he's wrong. That's a very opinion-based thing, and that's totally cool.
I mean, the IMO is right there, man.
Yes.
Fuck, bro. This is really savage. I mean, at the very least, then, if we're not going to talk about the other band specifically, like him being in Stone Sour specifically, that's fair enough. But we have to pay homage to the fact that they're multifaceted. Then, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I bet Sin and Zachy V could be as well. They're just not because they've got the band.
Yeah, well, not Zachy, but Sin's appeared in other tracks doing guitar. Never an actual other band. Well, technically, yes, another band, but enough of that another time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Proven to be multifaceted, though, whereas Avenged haven't so much.
Yeah, definitely, I'd agree with that. Jim Root has got the, what's the word? Versatility.
Yeah.
So, they can play another style. Again, you could say, you're right, I'm agreeing with you at some point that Jim's got it more than Sin and Zachy. But a little snippet of my point for Avenged would be that they've shown their versatility throughout albums instead of bands. But no, I see your point. I'm agreeing with you on that completely.
Okay. In terms of skill, directly skill, It's quite difficult, actually, because in terms of like solos and like clean, sharp kind of solos, yeah, alright, Avenged have definitely got that down 100% to a T. In terms of the technicality behind the guitar work and stuff, that's actually a matter that's up for disrepute, really, because I think a lot of people straight off the bat would probably say like, oh, well, Avenged are a lot more technical because their solos are crazy, sweepy sort of solos. That's fair enough. And I have a very limited knowledge on how to play guitar. That has to be said. However, I know enough to know that you can learn scales and effectively learn how to sweep. Which, if you don't know what you know what sweeping is. Yeah, the whole. You can learn to do that. I'm not going to say easily because it's not. Yeah.
I was there. Yes, it was beautiful. He's my favourite member of Slipknot, lad, as well. Jim Root.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Was Joey for me. And then, obviously, things happened.
My arse is so numb.
Yeah, I know, this is the longest we've been sat here. And we've done a fucking long special before, and I'm pretty sure this is...
Oh, yeah, not a proper special, but last week was proper long.
No, but I'm on about the week that we actually specifically stayed for a longer podcast, and I'm pretty sure we've outdone that as
last
well.
week was the longest. Now I think this is definitely the longest. I mean, we are
almost at
3 hours.
3 hours. That's fucking nuts.
That is crazy.
So, thanks for the people that actually, you know, like stomached it for long enough.
Yeah.
Throughout the most gruesome topic ever.
I think my mum's even gone, fuck this shit.
Yeah, literally.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Mate, this is tough.
It's tough.
Some of the more solo-y sort of stuff in Slipknot is harder to actually get that sound out of the guitar is harder to do than sweeping would be if you knew how to do it, kind of thing. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's a lot more sort of like alternative guitar work in Slipknot than there is in Avenged. Avenged is very clean, sharp, awesome, and demonstrates like a shit ton of skill. But there's just something that's still to be said about Slipknot's guitar work. And I genuinely... This might seem a bit backwards to hear to you, because obviously you're a massive fan. Do I think that anybody would ever be able to replace Sinister Gates on guitar? No, not really, because it would just sound too different. It would. However, I think there's a good chance that they might be able to find, like, Avenged Sevenfold would be able to, I think anyway, I think this is how I feel. I personally feel like Avenged would be able to find a guitarist that could near enough do Sin's sort of work and make it work easier than I think that Slipknot would be able to replace Jim Root and Mick Thompson.
Can you repeat that? Because I totally got it.
Essentially, what I'm saying is I think that there are more guitarists out there that could gel with each other in a way that Zachy V and Sinister Gates do, in a way that could mean that if both of those two members decided to fuck off and leave the band, that wouldn't necessarily mean the end of Avenged Sevenfold. I personally would hope it would, because it just wouldn't be the fucking same.
When you say gel, do you mean in terms of
how
guitar
they play
playing,
together? Yes.
Or how they are together as guitarists?
Guitar playing. Strictly talking about like skill. I think as a band, Avenged would have an easier, not to say easy, but an easier time of finding people that could play the same way-ish. I mean, it will never be as good, it will never be the same, but they would have an easier time of trying to find somebody that near enough emulated the sound of those two, easier than Slipknot would trying to find people that emulate the sound of Jim Root and Mick Thompson.
But I'd say it might even be a point towards Avenged, to be honest, because if you have people that gel well together, that's usually the case in bands. You see a lot of bands where they gel together quite well.
Mm-hmm.
Not gelling well together does not mean it's better for Slipknot.
No.
I really should know the story.
I just mean in terms of the actual guitar work that's going on, that to me says that it's harder to emulate the sound of Slipknot than it is to emulate the sound of Avenged. And in that sense, that should beg the question of, okay, what is it about the guitar work that does that? Because it's a point to Slipknot, if that makes sense. If you've got two members of a band, say like you're the guitarist and I'm the drummer of a band, and me and you had a sound between us that couldn't be replaced, and me and you decided to leave that band, and rather than the band try and fail to replace us, they were just like, well, let's call it a day.
Now,
Do you see where I'm coming at with that now?
Unlisted it, yes. I feel like I get what you're saying.
Feel free to disagree, totally, if that's how you feel.
Well, in terms of like, on the smaller part of things, of them easy to be replaced, they probably would break up, but that's because of how they are as a band. I'm not talking about ability now, I'm talking about just as they are. Yeah. And that's not really relevant to this, because that's how they are as a band. It's not their guitar skill. To be easily replicated, I mean... Easier, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to say easy to replicate anything.
Easier to be replicated. I mean, I think there's more bands that maybe... Because I think, to your point there, Shaman, they're more mainstream than Slipknot on the overall thing. There are more bands striving to do that, because Slipknot kind of have a niche sound. So while I get your point entirely, I'm going to agree with it, because you're right, but there's a reason behind it, and that is because they are a niche kind of style band. Slipknot are Slipknot. Metal is more wider than just Slipknot or just Avenged, but Avenged meet that match more than Slipknot do. But you're right, that's correct. So they're easier to replicate.
And I think that kind of comes into what Shaman's basically saying there as well, is that, and like you just said, it's a niche sound, so I think in that sense it would be harder to emulate it with two other guitarists.
I still feel when you separate the two members of Slipknot, each member would be, again, not by any means easy, but fairly, they could be replicated.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it would be impossible, I just think that there are more, like you said, there are more guitarists out there that would strive to be Sinister Gates than a Jim Root.
Oh, entirely, yeah, it's a much bigger name. There's more people out there who strive to be a Slash than Sinister Gates. It all depends on popularity in a way. No, Sid's a whole different ballgame, but again, it's very rare to see a Turnstile Man in metal. You can get one of these like dubstep people.
I mean, it is fair to say that he by no means is a metalhead. He probably is nowadays.
I still say it's not his top genre.
It's not. No, it's not. And
he's got his own side project.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he is a drum and bass kind of guy.
Starkiller, Star Wars,
some shit like that.
It's about Transformers, I think.
But yeah, he's more that kind of guy. Drum and bass, like electronically produced kind of music. That's his niche. That's his thing.
Yeah. Have you got your pick ready?
Not 100% of you.
Yeah.
Go for it.
But I'm going to point out, I've been listening to everything. I've been really slowing it down and thinking about it. I don't have to. Well, I don't have to defend
But
at the same time, I'm tired of anyone's shit, and it's not just opinion based on what I prefer, which is obviously Sinister Gates and Zaki V. But I'd say in terms of skill, in terms of what they've produced so far in their actual guitar work in the band, and outside, because Sin's got a massive history of gypsy jazz guitar. But I'm not really bringing that into it because that's, again, out of it. While it's not in another band.
He's always struck me as a bit of a gypsy, actually.
Well, nice. And he's running his own guitar school now.
With his dad.
With his dad. More on that on the special, funny enough. So yeah, my vote's for Sinister Gates and Zaki Vengeance.
Okay.
But it was close.
I am actually going to have to just about go the other way. Okay. Purely on the basis that, yeah, I agree in terms of like sharp melodic and like, can I pick all of the notes out of that? Yeah, alright, Sinister Gates and Zaki V have got their sound down. But I just think Slipknot's guitar work is irreplaceable to an extent, really. I mean, it was bad enough when they tried to replace Joey on the drums, but that somehow seems to have just about worked out for them. I think if Jim or Mick, either one of them, decided to be like, nah, do you know what, fuck this, that could very well mean the end of the band. That's not to say that it wouldn't do with Avenged either. I think if they suffered the loss of anybody else in their band, they would potentially call it a day. But
I'd say Zaki's an entirely better rhythm guitarist than Mick. Jim is much better than Mick. They're different instruments technically, so I understand that. But Sid and Jim are a lot closer than Zachy and Mick, in my opinion. I think Zachy's a bit further than Mick. And obviously I think Sid's better than Jim.
See, I'm the other way around. I think in terms of like brutal rhythm, Mick Thompson's slightly better than Zachy V, because Zachy V's got the sharp melodic from being a lead guitarist in the past, so it's quite hard to pack that much of a punch as a rhythm guitarist when your natural instinct is to be a bit more like... And it works in their band because he gets to do a bit of both. It works in Avenged because he is a rhythm guitarist, but when the solos call for it, they're both dueling the solos, and it works. It's part of their sound.
Yeah, but you made the comparison there about Mick doing more brutal stuff. Of course, he can, but that's like it's a brutal band.
Yeah, all right, but I just mean in terms of like actual straight down the middle rhythm playing, I believe Mick is ever so slightly better.
Okay,
just the tiniest bit.
That's cool. I just wanted to make sure because I was confused about the brutality. That's entirely cool.
I do think in terms of a lead guitarist, Sin is better than Jim. I just feel like together, Jim and Mick make a sound that I think would be extremely fucking difficult to even come close to, whereas I feel like Sin and Zachy, in terms of their atmosphere and what they bring to the band, absolutely not. That will never be matched by anyone else. But in terms of strictly just sound, I think that there would be more studio musicians out there that would be able to emulate their sound easier than... If I was a session guitarist and somebody came up to me, well, obviously if I'm a session guitarist, that means I'm fucking good. If somebody came up to me and said, right, I need you to play the solo from fucking Beast in the Harlot, there's a good chance I'd probably be alright, let me listen to it like a handful of times or whatever, and I'll get it. I would have to study most Slipknot songs if somebody said, right, I need you to play Jim Root's part in this. Because it's very abstract, it's not normal, it's not what many people strive to learn how to play. So therefore it's more study-worthy material.
That's understandable, that's fair. It's I respect your choice on any of these, but again, I'm going to just fight that a little bit and say, just because more people want to learn... You can smile all you want, Sonny Jim. Just because more people want to learn Avenged than Slipknot does not make Slipknot better. I feel like that's what your sentence just put out. Please tell me if I'm wrong.
No, not really. We're going off of these two instrumentals, right, that when they're together, so we've analysed them individually and we've both said that one person is better than the other and one person is better than the other and this person is better than that person and that person's better than that person.
You nearly punched me in the face.
I'm very sorry, sir. You fucking threw me, right?
Sorry.
It was because I was thinking, like, you almost elbowed me in the face earlier, or I almost headbutted your elbow, as is probably closer to the truth.
So violent, Rob.
I know.
Fucking what?
Let me fucking headbutt your elbow. Yeah, I literally forgotten what I was... Yeah, so we've, like, kind of analysed them individually, so therefore the only place for me to go after that is to analyse them together, as what they bring together in the band, because they're both guitarists, so their sound together should be analysed as the guitar. And yeah, I agree, Zachy V and Sin have a sound that is virtually impossible to mimic, and it works extremely well for what they do, and is fucking epic, and they're both insane guitarists. I just feel like, because of how abstract the band is, and because of how kind of not normal the guitar work is in Slipknot, as a session guitarist, if somebody was to approach me and say, can you play an Avenged song, I would probably be like, yeah, most likely. Like, give me a while to sort of make sure I've got it down. Yeah, most likely. If somebody came up to me and said, hey, I need you to play a Slipknot song, I'd probably be like, ooh, okay. Might have to give me like a week or so and let me study that. And
so that's through the eyes of a normal session guitarist who's probably more known for Avenged stuff anyway. But that's cool. No, that's fine. I just wanted to clarify because I don't want any confusion on your points. Cool. Yeah. So I've already given my answer.
And I've given mine.
Oh, you said you swing the other way. I wasn't sure if that was leading to more discussion. So yours is
Slipknot.
Slipknot with Jim Root and Mick Thompson.
So
1-1
means that we are
incorporating Dell's vote as well.
Oh yeah.
We are going to the fan votes.
Bear with me while I get that up.
I feel like I know where this is going.
Do you? Have you checked the votes?
Not since the day one when someone commented on it, I think. I was like, right, okay. So, no, but at that time, it was definitely leaning towards one band and not the other.
Interesting. Was that band in your favour?
I will discuss that after I find out.
I will let you know once this fucking thing loads.
So the first band going through to the semi-final of
bear with
Slipknot versus Avenged.
because this is not loading and it's fucking me off.
So if you look today, that's fantastic news. Anything can change within a space of a minute.
Okay. Where are we?
Top one there, under that. Sorry, that was a live video up there.
Under the light video.
No, sorry, under those pointless informations.
Oh, fuck.
More pointless information. I wish you could delete those.
Yeah. Right, here we go. Here we go.
To take on the winner of Pantera versus My Chemical Romance.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Are we counting commented votes or not? Because you've actually specifically said commented votes will not count on here. No comments count as a vote like the comment says.
To post it as a page.
You posted that on the thread that people have started voting for this particular matchup.
Okay, then... Well, if we don't count Dells for this one, you can't count for next week. That's the only thing.
Okay.
Unless he likes it.
Okay.
Does it make it a tie if the comment is counted?
No.
Right, so is it a clear winner anyway?
Yeah.
Then no, we don't count them.
Avenged are out and Slipknot are in.
How many votes?
5-4.
5-4.
5 to Slipknot, 4 to Avenged.
So it would have been a tie.
No, because people have commented Slipknot.
Quick takeover, sorry. He liked it anyway.
Right.
Therefore, it would have been a tie.
How?
Because
It would have been 4-4.
He's liked it anyway, so his comment doesn't count. However, we stick by that decision. And Slipknot are through to take on either Pantera or My Chemical Romance.
Can you imagine? Oh, mate.
And Del Custance, if you're watching this, it's entirely your fault. I kid. No, thank you for tuning in to this fucking long episode.
Yeah, really.
It's been
3 hours.
A roller coaster of emotions, to be honest.
Yeah, it has a little bit.
It really has. I'm now glad that we didn't go through those extra topics we have. That's why this is another controversy another time.
Yeah.
But to quickly send us out on this one, next week's topic will be a brief history of Alter Bridge.
Excellent.
And the next album we will be reviewing is Royal Blood by Royal Blood. I should
Love
have
these self-titles, don't we?
Yeah, I should have known the price of evil. But I should have known after the week I've had. Of course, Avenged Sevenfold were going out.
There's no amount of fixing that you can do, I'm afraid.
Don't even start, boy. I'm not going to cry, and I'm not going to record it. I haven't heard this album yet, Shaman. But yes, thank you so much for your comments and for sticking through.
Yeah,
it's been amazing, and we will see you hopefully next week. Updates as they come, if they come. Okay, bye-bye.